Okay. And put me on the screen too.
Is the screen on?
It is. Okay. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Oh, hi, folks. Donald Grim Trumpkin and Zach1223Z says, hey, for the first time chat. Good to have you here. And Zeo Spillers in YouTube. Good to see all of you. There's going to be no cats today, unfortunately. My furry friends are off at the veterinary clinic making sure that they don't have babies. So, always necessary when you've got cats that are outside in the wild and you see other cats from other neighborhoods wandering around. It's always nice to make sure that you don't have to get rid of any kittens along the way. So Jonah is here and Zeo Spiller is here. Glad to have you both. I realize I'm stomping right on top of a live stream by Coffee Stain. So if anybody wants to put another monitor over there and take a look and see what Coffee Stain is saying about 1.1, that will be appreciated. Any news there, I'm going to have to watch it after the live stream. But that's that's news that we've been wanting to hear for a while as to when we can expect it in full production. Because frankly, I'd like to see it in full production and work out what final small bugs might still be there in production. That's fine. Small bugs are fine. Big bugs are not. So that's good. So I'm going to continue the speed run, and I noticed that Robert on the icon put a speedrun icon on there to begin, or thumbnail to begin with. So that's kind of cool for YouTube anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and start a new game, and we're going to start in the same place, and we'll call it speedrun again, and give it a date of 5/27/2025, and we're going to get straight to tier
Before
1.
you start,
yes, sir.
First, can you put the stool outside of your view?
If I can.
Cool. And second, when tracking your best time, which set of time should we take? Should we take the best split for each piece, or best overall?
Let's take our best overall was last time overall, and I'd like you to take the time, because I'm going to keep adjusting the order in which I do things. So yeah, let's just use the last as our starting times to beat. Hey Doc, going at it again? I see. Yes. Did Robert fix the timer now? Robert, did you fix the timer?
Nope.
Oh gosh. Must be hard to fix, because Alexa's here. Hiya, Doc. Yes.
No, it's just something that takes time. And
Oh, he says, "Why?" Donald Grimm says, "Why not track both?" Basically, because we zoomed through a lot more content yesterday than the first time, and I think putting a column that just has a bunch of zeros in the previous one, maybe when we've kind of got our order of operations down, we can track more of the attempts side to side. Um, but I think we won't just track to the last time we did it for this live stream. But I'm open to tracking multiple live streams to see how we're doing later on. So okay, are we ready to go, Robert?
I believe so.
All right. Hi
Well,
from Twitch.
yeah, I just
See
won't
what's
have the
up.
timer up for a little bit.
Okay. It was more tracking how long it takes you to get through each phase. Yes, that is true. But yesterday we jumbled up the phases so much radically different than our first one that they don't compare really well. So anyway, very good. I'm ready to hit the start key, so let's go. Storing session metadata, it says, huh? Okay. And hopefully we have a little bit better technology today. Gosh, I'm hoping. I already see that YouTube is a little bit behind.
Hub upgrade 6, landing platform hydraulics completed.
Okay,
Freighter
where is
landing
my big
initialized.
tower?
Congratulations, you have completed onboarding and achieved the absolute minimum skill level required of a Fixit pioneer. Fixit looks forward to your future achievements, because a future with Fixit is a future with you. Tier 1 and 2 milestones are now available in the hub, and biomass burners can now be built individually. Your first official objective is to initiate project assembly by building the space elevator. This objective will take a significant amount of resources, so Fixit recommends getting to work.
Blah, blah, blah. Where is... Did I get dropped in a different spot than usual?
I think you started farther east than usual. But you're heading west southwest, so you're fine. You'll get
Okay.
there. Yeah, there's your peak off in the distance that you're looking for. As long as you don't keep on going north.
Okay.
That's
There
what
it
you-
is.
Yep. In fact, just to your right, you can pass by. Oh, come on! You're really close to a place to grab a bunch of rotors off the ground.
Oh, the wreck?
Yeah, the wreck is right around here. So
Gonna get onto some high ground here and see if I can see it easier
yep.
and not get fumigated out to death. I'm not seeing it, Robert. I know it's close by. Gotta be close by.
Okay. Well, you gotta. Oh wow. Yeah. No, you're follow the river for a bit. You're way too far north. It's on the other side of the river. To your right.
All right. Pick up some food along the way, too.
Potential edible collected. Eating it and surviving does not count as a valid
Oh, there it is,
field
on the left
test
side of
and
your
does
screen.
not generate enough data for Fixit
There.
to make an informed decision. Store this potential resource for later use.
All right. Did I get everything? I just don't want to go ahead and use my stuff that I just collected just to activate it. I can come back and pick up the hard drive later when I'm making more.
Yeah, I don't
my
think
own
you have
stuff.
any need for a hard drive right now.
I can't even research hard drives yet, can I?
Okay, so
Okay, first thing I want to
the
do is
timer's now up.
neat.
Zio says there's reinforced plates there. Can you check your inventory for reinforced iron plates?
Yes, I got 8 reinforced iron plates here, but I should have more than
Yeah,
that.
you should have more. Those are the ones you just start with.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, go back. You missed them.
Okay. Am I going back? Okay, there it is. Okay, where's the plates? There we go. Got them. All right. All right. I want to lay down 2 iron and 2 iron, a copper, and a limestone mine.
Oh, okay.
So,
2 iron and a limestone, right?
right.
Okay. And Luna Kui or Chi is here over on YouTube, says, "Hi, is this a survival game?"
Actually, speedrun. We're just seeing how fast we can get through the first few items.
Yeah, this is more of a factory sim than it is a survival game.
Yes, much more. I want.
And Trumpkin says they said big new times in 5 minutes on the Coffee Stain stream. Well, we shall see
Big
what it
new
is.
times, huh?
We shall see what that means.
Yep. I got it.
Alexa says, "So Doc, here's the deal. If you get the Xenobasher, I'll get you a Butterfinger. How's that for a good deal?"
What a great offer. Problem is, I didn't have time this morning to, or yesterday afternoon, to put everything else together. Too bad we have to use a bunch of resources for the hub.
Yeah.
Okay, I needed the hub for... That's right. I needed the hub for the crafting bench.
That's a good amount of biomass to get started.
Yes, it is.
Good.
Means I can power up. And I just kept them closed. Wait a minute. I do need a pole in between here.
That would be helpful. You know, at some point, you know, if this continues for a bit, you know, taking time to work out, okay, how many exact machines can I run on this? At what point do I actually need to have the second one? You know, solve the game kind of on paper.
Yeah, a little bit more on paper than I've been doing anyway.
Yeah. And I see more red out there.
Yes, there's still one more red.
Okay.
Because these stupid power poles are too wimpy to...
So what are you making on this line?
On that line? Oh, I need to tell it what to make on this line. I need to tell it what to... That I want iron ingots here, and I want plates done here.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go here. And we're gonna put face it out that direction. Put a smelter right next to it. Is going to put a constructor right after that. Oh, come on. There we go. Right after the constructor, we're going to put a container. Oh, come on.
So Jonah asked, where is the timer? Unfortunately, the timer's not going to be here today. We're going to use Doc's save game timestamp. So as soon as he hits a tier, he's going to immediately save the game, and we'll see where he's at. Unfortunately, that removes a little bit of the excitement, but we'll make do. Hopefully that'll be back in a couple of days. Unfortunately, I hastily deployed it and immediately crashed our text-to-speech app, which Megalith spent a long time developing. And so we're going to hold off on it until we get the text-to-speech working again. Alexa says, at the moment I have oil on biomass burner. Since I'm just playing as fun safe right now, I get to build oil on the start, so I can unlock my coated iron plates from the start. But oil refineries on biomass isn't a big hit.
Interesting.
Yeah, and to be honest, Doc, if 1.1 drops soon, the fact that we can dismantle crash sites, I don't know what kind of resources we'll get from dismantled crash sites, but that could make a difference to the speedrun as well.
I don't have enough wire to wire up these things, and I've got the biomass burner right next to them.
Oh, no.
Okay, so where's my copper mine from here?
North.
North, not south. North. Okay.
North by northwest, I should say. Yep, that way. And Tia Hyken says, hello!
Hello, hello, hello. I need wire to do that. Okay.
Okay, so you'll be able to manually make some wire, which should allow you to get everything hooked up. Now, we weren't able to get the copper hooked up. We kind of decided we weren't going to deal with copper until afterwards. because
I need enough copper to make some wire
right.
to get them wired up. So
Yeah. So Alexa says, I think this is for dismantling. You get iron plates, rods, and something rare like a computer. Okay. And Jonah says you get some nice base materials. You also get circuit boards from dismantle the drop pod mostly. Okay. Cool.
so you can get. I hadn't even thought of the resources. I was only thinking of the convenience of not having a wreck there that you've already investigated and stripped all the materials from.
Yeah.
It was just irritating to go back and forth and, oh, there's a wreck there, and you make the effort to go to it and it's already been taken care of. Especially when I had Robert and Garrett playing too, and they were there picking things up along the way too. And,
Yeah.
you know, I can go ahead and worry about my memory, remembering whether I picked up stuff, but you know, don't always know when your companions pick things up too. So, okay, so from here, where do I find the
June 10th. June 10th is when 1.1 is coming out.
Okay. June 10th, mark it on the calendar. That'll be a long stream day.
Yeah, okay.
June 10th is what day of the week?
It's a Tuesday. Perfect.
Yes. I like Tuesdays. By the way, our short just came out. 9:15 it came out. So the next short on Path, was it on Paths, Robert? This one?
Yeah.
So go ahead and you'll be able to enjoy the Path short there. That was extremely helpful in areas that have a lot of variegated terrain. Doesn't really help you in the deserts because the deserts you can get along really easily. But it really helps you in the areas where, like in the northern forest, and what's the other biome that you can drop in? It's just got obstructions everywhere.
Yeah.
And there are just natural paths that have been built into it, and it's kind of nice to be able to know where those paths are.
Yeah.
And I used one of those paths in order to get my truck route established for my solo dock
Okay.
run. So
So Boss Grand. Well, no, let's start with Limitless Void, who says, "Hey Doc, me and my friends set up a gigabase a while ago.
oh,
But I'd
cool.
like your thoughts on how to make it look good and what to put in it."
Oh boy, we need to recruit Garrett to answer that question.
Yeah, we do. We've got to get him back over here.
And the
So,
other,
how about you answer the second part? What do you put in a gigabase?
everything.
Well, there were some things we decided to skip, right?
In our Gigafactory, we did not put in raw materials. We did not put in copper. We did not put in, iron or bauxite or any of the raw materials. We
You're
did.
making wire while we're talking.
Yeah, please make wire while we're talking. Okay, thank you. So we avoided doing that and brought the ingots and brought the next level stuff into the Gigafactory. I usually started there, and then of course you had to build it up to plates and to rods and to all of the minor stuff that you have to build just to make bigger stuff. So yeah, everything except the raw materials, and then build factories out to make it into ingots somewhere else. Like we didn't bring in limestone either. We made concrete out of it before we brought it into the factory. We made aluminum ingots before we brought anything, but the bauxite or the limestone or any of that in. We made the ingots before we brought them in. So, okay, let's go out here and get.
We also decided we didn't want anything radioactive in the Gigafactory, so all that's done off-site. But, other than that, we have mostly everything. And Boss Grand asked, "What's our current best time for the speed run?"
Do you have that posted? Yeah, it's up on the screen.
Yeah, right now what we're doing is we're doing the first 2 hours. And so Doc is just practicing for 2 hours, seeing how far we can get. And then when we kind of feel proficient, like Doc's about maxing out his first 2 hours, then we'll move forward, right?
Right, exactly.
So,
Okay.
and that
now we got-
answers the question by Jitsi as well. And
Okay.
Dave Barsby asks, have you pre-planned your building routes or you're going to use, or are you just kind of winging it?
At this point, my building routes, I should have a. I'm not quite sure what you mean by routes. I know what I'm going to build, when I'm going to build it, and how much. Start. Okay. Is my is the limestone mine this far away?
Yes,
Really?
sir. It's right there, right in
Yeah,
front of you.
I see it.
You got it. So Icy Knight says I completed tier 2.5 in an hour and 25 minutes yesterday. So he's going to try to beat that today.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh gosh, you guys are making it hard on me, aren't you? You're just going to keep challenging me until I get it. Just keep working it until I get it better. Well, that's great. I love to be challenged. No, I don't need a smelter for concrete. I make that mistake always, it seems. I just go straight to a constructor for concrete.
Yeah.
Container. Well, I muffed that, but see if it still connects. Yep, it did.
Okay, Doc. It looks like Megalith and I were able to fix things going on. So Vocalic should work as soon as you put in the IP address. So next time you're handcrafting, let me know and we'll get that IP address entered for you. And get it going.
Okay. That sounds exciting, guys.
And Trumpkin responds.
Okay, so
With-
what is the Okay, go ahead.
Okay. 26. Well, in Discord. Go to your private messages in Discord and copy from there.
Okay, is it the same like, other than the port?
I don't know.
Okay.
It might be. In fact, it probably is. And Mihai
Okay, so what's
says
the port?
3030.
Then nothing's different. If the IP address is not different, then nothing is different.
Okay, it's 3030 is the port then.
Okay, so let me go to your
Megalith, we didn't get to the point where he changed it from 3000, so
yeah, nothing changed.
well.
Interesting. Okay. Nothing changed, then I will go to and hit connect and see if it connects. Ready to
There it
receive
is.
redemptions.
Awesome. Cool.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Keeping our fan base happy, right?
We will now enable text to speech. Here, give me just 1 second. And see how well it works. Well, first off, Megalith immediately.
Nutritional protocol update. You are now authorized to consume 1 Butterfinger. This is not a reward. It is a calculated morale adjustment.
It is
Do
a,
not attempt to exceed the quota. Consequences will be both immediate and sticky.
that is too funny. Who? Okay, somebody's gonna have to keep surprising me with the text, right?
Yep.
That's cool.
Megalith wrote a whole bunch of those, and I quite enjoy them.
Okay. Well, did everybody hear that?
I believe they did. If we
Let's get some
confirmation.
confirmation from our audience there and see if. I'm just collecting some more brush here because I've got a.
Okay, yes, they did. Good.
How'd you like Ada's voice?
Unfortunately, I'm the one who didn't hear it.
Right. We got to fix that somehow.
We will. When we get the overlay working and stuff, I'll be able to pull an audio off of the stream PC. But Trumpkid says it was a little quiet, but we heard it.
Okay.
And Digital Shepherd says very clever.
Uh-huh. All right. This should keep this biomass burner running for a while. Okay. We're making concrete now. And that's our tower right there. So I'd be just on the other side of this tower for the rest of my base.
Okay.
Yes, there it is. Okay, and you said go north from here to go to the copper?
West. It's
That my copper?
yeah.
Okay.
It's northwest from your base. So yeah.
All right. Now, production smelter. And constructor. And container. Okay. And there's a sloop up there. And there's a heart-shaped Mercer sphere over here
Okay.
that I saw. But anyway, not ready to go do those things yet.
Okay. So you have everything set up to go for the doggo cave?
Just about.
Interesting. You're putting a separate burner over here for copper.
Yep.
Okay. And I guess you'll connect them up later.
Yes, I'll connect them up later. But if I can just...
Rods and plates.
rods and plates I was missing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine. I can just
You can fill it directly for now.
exactly. All right. Fill it directly. I just have leaves and wood. I don't have it made into something at the moment.
Okay. Do we have some heavy equipment on the property today?
Yes. We have a lift being built, being
Gotcha.
used to put up the windows.
Okay. And Solar Flare is here, says hi, Doc.
Hi there.
As well as Noodle is
Noodle.
also here.
Noodle canoodle, huh?
Noodle Canoodle. Very cool. Very. Always cramped for space.
Okay. All right, let's get a power line over here. Tell this what to make. This one's my copper mine.
Yes, sir.
This one is going to then make wire. And it'll go into that storage unit. All right, let's go to the dog.
Okay. Oh man, I missed the timer already. I want to know how long this took. Solar Flare says, I lost a fancy little icon next to my name from not being subscribed anymore. It says, or not being a member anymore. It says, anyway, how you doing, Doc?
Good.
We got started a little bit late today because Doc took a trip to the vet with the cats. We're going south.
Oh, I need to go south?
South. Yes, south.
The other south, right?
That's south.
That's south. I feel more comfortable being along the river, so I'll get close to the river here and then I'll...
Yeah.
In the meantime,
Alexa, I think, just noticed that you got paid your Butterfinger. She says, Megalith, really, Megalith? You're going to reward Doc for not getting the doggo cave completely cleared out? Now he has no reason to take the underhanded deal I made for him. I need to get myself a drink. There's so much biomass here.
yes.
You also get just wood directly off the ground, which is worth so much more than all these leaves.
And it'll pick up the wood along with the leaves at the same time. Did you know that?
As long as you can keep going south. No, not east. South. There we go. Nope. Nope. Now you go west. South. No, Trumpkin. What?
Keep trying, Robert.
What?
Keep trying.
I'm gonna. Yeah. The Trump kid says, so we don't have a current timer for now. No, we'll be doing it for the times with the timestamp on his game save. So as soon as he hits the doggo, as soon as he leaves the cave, he's gonna save, and we're gonna use that timestamp. Which I think he's actually doing a little bit better than last time.
A lot better, actually.
Yeah. Hey, turn on your flashlight. B, I believe.
Andrew has to stop calling me during my live streams. Andrew grandchild. Idea?
There we go. Okay.
And he immediately left a... Now Ada's gonna talk.
This semi-slug
rock.
species seems to persist entirely through absorbing and storing energy from its surroundings. Studying this could provide new methods for improving fix-it production line efficiency. Store this potential resource for later use.
Program says, so what I hear you saying is that he should have a Twitch account and subscribe and chat here to talk to you. I think Doc's in concentration mode.
Yep. Where I hit the conveyor isn't the most effective place.
You need to rebuild it, you think?
I'm wondering.
Yeah, it needed to be to the left a little bit. So, Digital Shepherd asks, what is Doc's background? And is this the first time he's played? I found him due to his Satisfactory tips. Well, Doc's been playing since update 8.
It keeps wanting to hit.
Yeah, it wants to hit that old anchor point, but it has to be farther to the left. We can't put it right there. You're like right in the gap. There's no place for you to land if you go right there.
I know, but how do I get it to move if I don't delete?
Okay.
I don't delete that.
Oh, that's one way to do it. So Doc started playing in Update 8, and we have a full Let's Play series there on YouTube of Update 8.
Huh?
And then when 1.1 hit, we started a new save, and that's where the Gigafactory is build is. So if you watch some of the Gigafactory shorts, Doc developed a whole lot of cool shorts off of that. And then now he's playing a Doc solo series, which he's streaming, and we have, I think, just the first episode on YouTube for that. As well as trying some speedruns. It was blue there for a second.
Yeah, exactly.
What happens if you target the top of the rock instead of up the side? Like, can you go all the way to the top?
Too steep, too uneven. Too uneven.
Okay.
Ooh.
And we gotta go left. We're all the way over there.
Hit blue. Oh, we gotta go left along that ridge. Too steep, too uneven. I've got to get it to where it's not too steep.
Yeah. You're right. I see it. 1.0. We did a 1.0 round.
It keeps wanting to hit that spot right there,
Okay.
which is the one you said is impossible.
Well, it's not impossible. It's just more difficult. So, go ahead and give it a shot, and we'll make it work. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
come on.
you're right against the cliff. Can we try one more thing? get rid of the elevator or the conveyor there and the landing spot and rebuild it. And this time, instead of just build, you'll get the blue to click on it, but then try to raise it up as high as you can before you complete it.
Oh, interesting thought.
Yeah.
So I need to go up and delete the landing point,
Well, yeah.
or else I'll never get it to not stick there. So when we get it to hit blue here, come on, come on, come on. Okay, I can get it to go that far without being too steep.
Okay. Yeah, do that. Now the question is, while you're on the way up there, can you continue it while you're still on the way up there? Instead of running to the end,
Okay, instead of running to the end, what?
right, while you're on the conveyor, continue the conveyor onward. But if you're at the end right now, trying to continue the conveyor, you'll always be in the way. You have to be on the belt.
Yeah, I gotcha.
That's just gonna clip through everything. Can you go up that rock at all? Yeah, that'll be just too much. Okay.
Let me go around that way. But I want to go that way.
I'll heal up.
I hate this part of it.
Yeah, this is not fun.
I liked it so much better when I could just go over here, make my conveyor, go to there, and just jump around this gap. But it just... In fact, the first time I did it, that's the way I did it, and I was successful then. Just not understanding why I was not successful since.
I try lifting it up.
No, gets
No.
too steep with one tick even.
Okay. And Andrestea is here. Good morning. Good to have you here.
What? Well, that just killed it. Well, I'm going to have to make up time somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, Andrestea says, I tried this yesterday, found out that plopping a foundation where I want my belt is a huge improvement. Yeah, the hope was that we'd be doing this, we'd be doing the Blade Runners early to help with running around later. But, Doc, if you're delaying getting the Blade Runners for the first half hour, which means then you're only going to have the Blade Runners for an hour and a half, is it worth spending 15 minutes to get the Blade Runners when you aren't even using them for the first?
Yeah, and everything is really compact so far as the locations of everything that I'm running to.
Yeah.
So maybe I should just dispense with the Blade Runners and just go back. Just continue doing what I'm doing and unlock the next thing.
Sure. What you miss out on, though, is all the resources you get there, too. All the wood. So, I mean, are you going to replace 15 minutes of jumping around with 15 minutes of gathering biomass?
Good question. Good question. Obviously,
So-
that's not very deep.
Unfortunately, the fact that you spent about 10 minutes trying to get the Blade Runners, it's just going to impact your time in general. So, yep, June 10th is the is 1.1 release date.
Official. Official.
Official.
Good, good.
So, guys, on June 10th, we will have a long stream. Looks like that did not get configured.
Nope, it did not get figured. Got it.
Andrew says it. So I know when to start a new save then.
Well,
Yep.
it's time for tossing a Butterfinger around. So I'll have my Butterfinger now while I'm manually processing my weeds and wood. Oh, pardon me, it's leaves. Wood.
Right. This is not Minecraft.
Okay.
Weeds aren't, but leaves just got added. So, well, ground cluttered leaves. And Andrew Stas redeemed a stretch for you.
Okay. All right. All of those should be good to go for a while.
Okay, so how close are we to 1.1?
Probably pretty close.
Yeah?
I'm just looking for power poles to link into. And all my power poles are all 4 of them are taken. Yeah, exactly. Okay. All my power stations should be interlinked now. Okay, so what do I need? For tier 1 base building. I need concrete. Come on, select the milestone, why don't you? There we go. Select the milestone. We've got plenty of that, plenty of that. Let's go get some concrete. I've got to be less directionally challenged here, folks. Where is the concrete?
Oh, west, not north.
It is west?
And so it's now south of you, because you ran north a bunch. Yep. It's just to the left of the green stuff.
I need 200. So I'm going to go manually turn into concrete these right here while that continues working. Okay. Well, Alexa was not kidding when she said cement was slow. Concrete was slow.
Yeah. It's 15 per minute. It's terrible. And it's at a 3-to-1 rate as well, which means it's just...
So, what is our current time frame?
I don't know.
Okay.
When you save, we will know again. By the way, guys, we do have text-to-speech enabled on Twitch specifically. So if you'd like to send Doc a message, you can.
Oh, do it again.
Yep, Megalith confirmed, yes, it is enabled. And Megalith would love it if you'd hydrate.
Would love it if I hydrate again.
Yeah.
By the way, it's sparkly because it's green.
Yeah, today's monster is green. Canadian Jester came in. He says, this game is so addictive. Thanks for all the tips, Doc.
Your
Your tip videos are awesome.
Thank you. A Canadian funny person.
Mm-hmm.
Some very good movies are coming out of Canada right now. Really interesting and fun to watch.
Yeah.
All right, I have enough to unlock the next level.
I
Okay.
have to say, British Columbia especially, and this is not just recently. This is for a couple of decades.
Yeah.
Has done such a good job at emulating the. Unfortunately, I'm coming from an American perspective. They've done a good job of emulating the American look, such that I watch so many of those movies and don't even realize they're filmed in Canada because it culturally and visually is the same, and they do a very good job of that. So.
All right, let's punch the button.
Milestone reached. Several new structures are now available for improving factory organization.
Ice Knight's heading out for a
Foundations
bit.
provide a
See you
building
later.
grid, which makes it easier to manage placement of any structure.
Okay.
In the
It's
event that you
55
are
minutes,
experiencing amnesia for all events
42
prior
seconds.
to planetfall,
55, 42.
be reassured that
Okay,
memories of
you
beloved
are
humans
2 minutes
and/or
behind.
animals would have only been distractions from your important mission.
Okay. Well, let's see what the next logistics milestone is. So we need 300 wire, rods, and plates. So let's go see how our rod and plate production has gone. Because
Okay.
plate production's been running for a while, and we've got plenty.
And Slim, it says, greetings from Chile.
Chili, all right. Now, good morning to you. It's probably still morning there, I would assume. And plenty of rods. Let's go see what our copper is doing. And plenty of copper. Let's go unlock the next one, Robert.
Cool. Well, you have a 3.5 minute time, or no, but 30-second timer. There you go. Be there in 30 seconds.
Both of these were unlocked pretty quickly, huh?
Yep. I thought it was a 5-minute timer. I guess it's shorter on some of the other ones.
21 seconds. Yeah, it's shorter on the early ones. There it comes.
And Canadian Jester says Toronto's starting to get better. I know they've had the Toronto Film Festival for quite a while. So, but I think that's a more of a smaller. I don't want to say indie movies, but
The main one I was referring to was a movie called Hudson and Rex. It's not a movie; it's a series called
Milestone
Hudson and
reached.
Rex
Conveyor belts
that I like
can
watching
now
a lot.
merge, split, and lift to save space and enhance the
And
productivity
it's
of
based
your
in
factory.
Vancouver, Canada, not
Fixit
Vancouver.
encourages you to consider investing in verticality when it comes to factory logistics. If you feel stressed by this
It's-
complexity, imagine
I
yourself
can't
on
remember.
the shore of a vast
It's over on
and
the
calm
east,
ocean.
eastern side of
Breathe
Canada.
in. Visualize all the people relying on you. The sea is made of billions of faces, each
All
staring
staring
at
at
you
you.
with hope and tears in their eyes.
and give us a save file.
Breathe out. Feel refreshed and focused on your duties.
Okay, the save is 58 minutes, 16 seconds.
Okay, we are now 8 minutes ahead.
Okay, let's see what the next collect are. Field research. We got to get some screws going now.
Okay, let's build a screw line.
Actually, let's go just make a bunch of screws because I've got 118 of the 300 I need.
Okay, yeah, make them and then start building a screw line while you have time. Right?
Right. You can see I can make 1,188 of them.
Cool. Mozzarella says The Last of Us was filmed in my city in Canada.
Fantastic. Mozzarella, huh? The Last of Us. Okay.
A zombie survival TV show.
Wow. Mama Doc would love that, wouldn't she?
Nope.
Nope. Oh. All right. As soon as that becomes available in 2 minutes, we can unlock. Okay. Oh, I need to.
So what's interesting is The Walking Dead, which I watched for a while, was a pretty good show for a while. You have about a minute and a half before it returns.
Okay.
There for a couple seasons, they had their own little town that they built up that was a safe place. And they actually built a neighborhood, typical suburban neighborhood, and it just had walls around it, and that was just the whole town. And they filmed in that whole town. They filled up the whole town with a filming crew and used the whole place. Alexa says what Mama Doc would do is do the jumping puzzle for you.
Exactly.
Concrete.
Okay, I only need 10 concrete, right? That's over there. No,
That's west.
here.
Yes, sir. And now you're going north. You need to go southwest. Take a left. Hard left. Flip
Hard
180
left, right through
degrees. Doc,
What?
you're running directly away from it.
Okay. There. Is that it?
No, take a right. It's southwest from your base. You went northwest. Now take a right. It's just to the left. Great. There you go. Every single time you look down on the dirt, you get spun around. Ignore the plants. Oh my gosh.
I gotta keep my biofuel running.
Mozzarella asks, Mama Doc doesn't like zombies?
No. Oh dear. Bacon and garlic. I hadn't collected
Potential
that yet.
edible collected. Reminder that look and smell alone do not provide sufficient data to determine exact risk of consumption. Just because it looks like you can eat it does not mean it won't eat you.
So
Store
Canadian
this
Jester
potential
says
resource
Hudson
for
and Rex
later
was
use.
filmed in Newfoundland.
Okay.
Yeah, Far East. Canada. Gauntlegrim says, note to self. Out in the woods with Doc, do not let him be charged the directions, the map, or the compass.
Exactly. I get turned around so easily in this game.
Oh, I think you
You think I what?
need a smelter. Thank to constructors.
Did I miss the smelter?
Unless I... No, you did. Never mind. Ignore me. You're fine.
Thank you, thank you.
I look away for a second.
And I actually do something right.
And you actually do something right when I'm not looking. That's what happens. Most of Stargate was filmed in British Columbia. That's correct. Yep. Dendu on Twitch asks, is he only commentating or is he also playing with you? I am only commentating.
At the moment, he's only commenting.
At the,
And what?
and that's it.
And that's it.
And that's it.
He's keeping me on track, too. He's helping to focus. And he takes a deep breath when I say that. Yes. Takes a deep breath because that's a hard job.
And James Fogg says, why don't you just use a spaghetti technique? It's fast and convenient.
I know many spaghetti techniques. Okay, we just don't have any iron rods here for it to work on, so as soon as we get iron rods coming out of here, we
Okay.
should start.
Okay. Hey, oh, go upgrade. Go upgrade.
Upgrade.
You blew past your the return.
Okay, but I need screws to upgrade, don't I?
How many do you have on you?
Oh, I blew past. That's right. I manufactured a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. See what I mean? He keeps me on track. And boom, and boom, and boom. We've got a butt to hit.
And save as soon as you know.
Reached. Supply the molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, with local resources
1
to research and
hour,
develop
5
new
minutes, and
technologies.
49 seconds.
Potential technologies include exploration
Okay,
tools,
we are
weapons, and factory
15 minutes
buildings.
ahead.
These are essential for maximizing your Pioneer efficiency in alignment with Fixit's core pillars.
Ready for Tier
Construct,
2 part
automate,
assembly.
explore, and exploit. To advance Fixit's mission, all notable phenomena, resources, technology, or other influence should be investigated regardless of any perceived danger, as stated in the Pioneer contract.
Okay, so we've got need to make a little bit of cable. I've got 299 wire in here. Need more screws. Need more. Have plenty of plate. So
It's the cable is the big deal here.
yeah, cable's a big deal here because I don't have a manufacturer to make cable yet, but I have plenty of cable that I can make here, and then we'll go worry about.
Building the infrastructure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and Andrea says that we can create a task list in Notepad, and we can copy and paste it into the to-do list as you go to play each new section.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, as much as I know there's some states that are really trying to push to get the film industry to move to their area. Actually, to be honest, Georgia, I've seen Georgia.
Oh, Georgia Film Bureau is huge.
Yeah, they have a lot of stuff going on in Georgia, which is weird. Of all the states, I wouldn't expect Georgia, but they're pretty good. But it takes a long time to build up the infrastructure for just the. Are there enough people who know how to do rigging? That live in your city, right? When you have a shoot that isn't a full-time job, can you hire the people for the months it'll take? And there are just so many people who are used to that kind of long-term gig work in Hollywood that they'll jump from movie to movie to movie, and they'll have a full career that way, right? They'll keep on getting attached to new studios at different times, and so because of the nature of the.
Oh, it's already coming back.
You got 10 seconds to finish. I don't think you'll have all your screws by
I
then.
won't have all my screws by then. But I've got plenty of rods. I can go make some more screws.
Okay. Yeah, go do that. And Gonzagrim says, Robert, do you ever watch Swamp People? Rednecks can build anything with duct tape. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so. Okay, all I need is 500 total screws.
And Garfunklet says, "Is there a spreadsheet with like a Gantt chart? Or is all your planning from memory?"
Almost all of my planning goes from memory.
This game
Spreadsheet, no.
This game has keeps very good track of what you have to do next.
So, while this is using up the last of my rods before it gets down to 200, we are at 944 followers in Twitch. We're knocking on the door of hitting 1,000 followers in Twitch, which is, I think, just totally amazing. We haven't been on Twitch for all that long, to be truthful. So I'm excited about that. Anybody who's not yet hit the follow button on Twitch, please do. Glad to have you, and glad to have you following us. And Robert will put in the link to our Discord channel, where we have a lot of good things going on there as well. And I'm ready to unlock the next thing here, Robert.
And next week on Discord, see, we have a showcase channel for what you guys have built in Satisfactory and Minecraft, and let that say it for us.
Milestone reached. The assembler can produce more complex parts, including the first project part,
Okay,
smart
1 hour,
plating,
10 minutes,
which is
33,
crucial for initiating
110,
project
33.
assembly. Project parts must be delivered to the space elevator. By completing your contracted
that was
duties
2.1?
as part of project assembly, you will definitely
Oh,
be
that
helping
was
achieve
2.
Fix-It Company
Just a
goals
sec.
without any other ulterior motive.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
2.1.
2.1.
Humans cannot
Cool.
craft project parts.
We
Do
are
not worry about your
29
inadequate
minutes
crafting
ahead.
skill when compared to an assembler.
Good.
Fix-It cherishes your innate human abilities, such as walking, striking objects, and commodifying natural
Anyway, so yeah,
resources.
we have a once a month showcase that's going to happen next week. So if you want to show off your builds, whether it's in progress or whether it's something you built that you're really proud of, we'd love to see it. That includes, Satisfactory, Minecraft, and if you cooked a delicious meal, you've gone on a beautiful vacation, or you ran a race or whatever. We have a form for each one of those things, and would love to kind of celebrate your victories with you. That'll happen next week on Monday. So have your submissions in before the end of the weekend if you'd like to have that shown on stream.
And it's an opportunity for me to react to the good things that you're doing, either building in Minecraft or personal life. We, by the way, had an owl on our property the other day.
Yeah, we did.
It was just out our bedroom window, and it was just the coolest thing to just look out there and see an owl just land out there. He was I'm not quite sure exactly what he was doing out there. But it was neat to see.
So we're going
So
to
that
be
could be
including that
something.
picture, right?
Yeah, that could be something we post.
Okay. Gotta have you post in the Discord. We also got the picture of the deer that Mom got.
Yep, we had a deer in our going across the roadway.
We have our road's a gravel road, and while it's a fairly long road and services, it goes a decent ways down past a bunch of other farms. It has very low traffic, so with forests on both sides, don't doubt at all that we have animals crossing all the time.
Yep. And what the nice thing about it is the road between the highway and our driveway, that section of roadway there, is all tree lined, and the trees are mature enough that they cover the road, so it's just this beautiful green tunnel. We ought to actually just show a picture of that as well. It's just,
Oh yeah.
the area that we live in is just so beautiful. It's just incredible.
Oh no, we're a troll doc.
What?
Galactic Dust says, owl presence is a sign of alien abduction, according to the TV show Alien Resident. Well,
Okay.
oh boy.
According to the TV show, what?
Alien
We're citing
Resident.
a TV show for our expert source, huh? Too fun.
The expert class has truly fallen. And welcome back, IC9. Okay, you have 2 minutes to gather everything you need. How close are you?
I'm getting there. That's producing 30 per minute. And this is consuming 60 per minute. Now that's going to consume my entire dash. Can't have that.
Hey, take out that extra cable that's sitting in there.
Extra cable that's sitting in where?
In the machine.
This?
Yeah,
Why?
just because it's taking forever. Okay, cool. Anyway.
So, I think what I need to do is
Gather materials so you can upgrade.
I need to how many I don't need any of those to upgrade. Those can go back. But I do need to save out about half of this. So I am going to put, because I do have logistics now, I do have a splitter that I can use.
Wait, how fast is it making wire? I thought it was making only half as much wire as what you needed.
Yes, but I want some of that wire still to be stored.
Okay. So you're just splitting it up to be stored.
Yes, I'm
Okay,
just splitting
cool.
it off, and I'm going to put a second container over here. This is eventually just going to, right now, it's just a pass-through container.
Okay.
In fact, I can just destroy this and connect conveyor here, and then put the storage container back. I'll just put the storage container back right here.
Okay. Time to upgrade.
Now I've got half of the wire going in there. So half the wire will go in there and half the wire will come over here, and it'll be rather slow production, but it still will be production. 101 cable there. How much cable do I have? I have 78.
We have a first-time chat from Heroic Replicas.
Cool.
It says, Dave from Heroic Replicas. If this is the actual Heroic Replicas, I was looking at Satisfactory's new merch coming out just earlier today. He says he has a Satisfactory merch care package I'd like to send your way. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. How can we, can you do that? Can you get that addressed to him privately?
Yeah, absolutely.
You'll take care of that, Robert?
I can do that.
Okay, I need 500 screws, and I have 400 at the moment. I've got plenty of that. I need to go grab some more concrete. This must be plates. This is rods. And the concrete is just to the other side of this. Just go around that pillar here to get to my concrete, Robert?
Yes, sir.
There it is. Okay. Okay, we have concrete. And we have enough to make enough. screws, and we can unlock the next thing.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay, message sent to heroic replicas.
Okay.
There we go.
And thank you very much. We'll let you know when we've got it. By the same way that you got an address to send it to.
Okay. Redstone Ninja says Subnautica is coming to mobile. What? I missed that one.
Milestone reached. Solid biofuel, created from any biomass,
Okay,
ensures
what are we at?
maximum efficiency of biomass burners.
12020.
To aid in biofuel production,
Wow.
the chainsaw allows for the removal of tougher wood and coral foliage. Additionally, your pocket dimension has been inflated to increase inventory size.
We are 25 minutes ahead of schedule.
Inspirational note.
Ahead of
Will you
last
be the
time.
Fix-It employee
We're doing
of the
great.
month? You could be if you construct,
You could
automate,
be.
explode,
Very,
and
very
exploit
cool.
by eliminating all obstacles to efficiency.
We've
This
got
isn't
enough
just
plates.
fun, it's contractually
We should be able to go
mandated.
grab
Fun.
enough cable, but I'm going to make 10 more rotors.
Okay.
Need to make 10 more rotors, and I need more screws in order to do that. So I can
Easy enough.
either make the screws, or I can go grab screws.
And Redstone Ninja says, next thing you know, Satisfactory is going to come to mobile.
I won't play it on mobile.
It's going to be rough on mobile.
That would be very difficult to do on
Yeah.
mobile.
I think Subnautica on mobile would work.
That shoulder still isn't quite working right. This shoulder goes up fine, this shoulder doesn't. So I need 10, which means I need 250 screws. Once I got 250 screws, I'll turn around and make rotors, and then I'll go get some cable.
Cool.
And by then, hopefully the freighter will be back. We'll just load up the freighter and go on to the next tier.
Megalith Official said, once Kill Doc Redemption is back on the table, oh you better buckle up. I've got some deliciously evil and funny methods ready to go.
Deliciously evil, even. Okay. Well, when 1.1 comes out, we're going to load the Gigafactory back into 1.1, and we'll be doing live streams again on our 1.0 save, which was basically what generated the Gigafactory.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I need to go pick up some plate as well, obviously. I've got 50 rotors. And so the freighter is just now returning. 17 seconds. Let's go pick up some plate here. Some cable out here. Okay, so we got 129 cable. We need
A few more than that.
a few more than that.
That's fine. You have tons of extra wire in your inventory to make
Exactly. I'll go make
Nice.
the extra cable.
that. Okay.
And then we'll be
You still need to
I
get
don't
plates.
know if I like this idea of what did he call it? Delicious ways to murder me again.
Yeah.
Delightfully delicious, as the bunny would say for Hershey's chocolate. Oh. Okay. I didn't have the control button down.
Milestone reached. The Fix-It jump pad combines high technology and innovation for optimized factory traversal and an
We
ideal
are
travel
at
experience.
124.31.
Clarification. Ideal travel experience not guaranteed. Individual
Wow.
results may vary.
Okay,
Pioneers
we
are
are now,
responsible for all
25 minutes
workplace
ahead.
accidents resulting
Very
from jump
nice,
pad
very
usage.
nice.
Okay, resource sinks. We need some of all four of the
That's
items
easy.
that we're currently building. But yes, you're right. That's easy. Too bad that you can't turn right around and just put them on the freighter because the freighter's not there.
Yeah.
That's the problem. The
Look,
freighter
could
just
the freighter
isn't there.
just leave its inventory open? We'll put in two at once.
Right. There should be a buffer that could be uploaded to the freighter when it comes back. Right.
Right.
Okay. So I've got plenty of. Let's see. Do I have plenty of rods in inventory? No. I need to go get rods.
Okay.
Plenty of plates. I'll go out here and get rods. Then I'll go down and see if I have enough concrete. Okay, so
One shot.
199. Need one more.
Nice.
Okay, and let's see how much I have as far as. $134 there, and I need 500, and I've got 453. So I will need to come back, buy this, pick that up. What kind of mine is this? Oh, it's another copper mine. Haven't had any trouble with my biofuel power plants, have I? Okay, I need 400 and I'm at 369. So I'm just going to wait here until I get the 400 concrete. In fact, I'm going to take a stretch. I will be right back on camera in a moment.
Okay. Get the blood flowing again, right?
Yeah. There's my fingers.
Okay. I did get the email from Heroic Replicas. Should we just respond with our standard home address for this?
That's the only address I have.
You don't.
I mean, we could get a P.O. box, but that's another added expense at this point that we already can't afford.
Yeah, not quite yet.
Okay. Waiting for. Okay, I can accelerate. I can accelerate the acquisition of concrete here by mining a little bit on my own.
You want to throw down a mini miner on there?
Yeah, in fact, I do have a mini miner.
Megalith official said, due to excessive Butterfinger quote usage, we're implementing budget cuts. If you're among the chosen, expect a farewell email, maybe.
Maybe. Expect a farewell. Butterfinger quota usage. The text is quote usage. Remember the short that we saw from Snut about mini miners
Where he puts like 50 mini miners in the same
on the
node.
same node? Says all you have to do is recruit all your friends to go harvest them.
Right. And then spend the next 10 minutes furiously trying to fix it.
Yeah. All right, let's go. I have to go out here to the copper and see what I have as far as wire. All right, let's go unlock the next one, Robert.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay.
Megalith says, we need Butterfinger in the game. No nuts, no berries, only Butterfinger.
Yep. Butterfinger trees everywhere.
Milestone reached. You have been given access to the anti-waste effort for stress testing of
We're at
materials on
131.5.
Exoplanet's bonus program, also known as Awesome. Your awesome input allows Fixit to comprehend our amazing universe more clearly. In
Nice.
appreciation of this, we have generously
We're maintaining
set up
about
an
that
internal,
20-minute
closed
advantage.
economy with exclusive rewards and currency. Directing parts of varying quantity
Okay.
and complexity into the Awesome Resource Sink will grant Fixit coupons. These coupons can be redeemed in the Awesome Shop for highly desirable items such as new foundation.
I turned her off. I'm sorry. I got tired.
Yeah.
So we need 50 reinforced iron plate this time. And so that means we need to combine screws, and we need to do it in an assembler. And we're missing rotors. We need 4 rotors to make an assembler and cable. So I'm going to go manufacture some rotors. See if I can manufacture some rotors here. I only need 4 of them to make a single. That's not the one I wanted. I wanted this one. Okay. To make a rotor, I need rods. Okay, I'm out of rods at the moment, and I need more screws. So I'm going to go pick up rods and screws and make some rotors. Probably going to have to make rotors for the space elevator as well. I can't remember exactly, but I do believe I've got to have rotors for that as well. Rotors and screws are here. Oh, got a good bunch of screws. Good.
Icy Knight is quite offended.
That's
How could you mute Ada?
I've been unlocking them so fast, I'm getting tired of hearing her voice.
Yeah. And would read the speedrun constantly. We might want to just turn it off, generally, if we can. And Andrestea says, afraid Ada is going to say more about Butterfingers, I see. Let the woman thing speak.
The woman thing, huh?
The woman thing.
Okay. Okay, so, where am I next to? Here, I'm kind of next to power. I'm going to go right here.
And Caffeinated is here. Says, apologies for my lateness, gentlemen. How's the stream?
Today, it seems to be going a little bit better than yesterday, thankfully.
Yeah.
yesterday. It was seeming to drop way too frequently.
Yeah, stream quality's pretty good.
Yeah, today it has been. And we have a total of 54 people online at the moment. Pretty cool.
So I'm adding the space elevator as a tier for the first time because we've never hit that before. So, yeah, we're on track about 20 minutes faster than before, which means I believe we're going to be able to get the space elevator in today, which is going to be great. And Tum Tum Gaming just subscribed with Prime. Oh, come on. There's no way that's invalid.
Yeah, no kidding. Because they're right next to each other. This one was lined up.
They're just too close. Just back it up a little bit. That'll do. So Satisfactory Addict is here. This update 1.1 come out June 10th. How
That should be
excited
my
are
name. That should be my name.
you? Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Your preset
Yeah,
changed.
My preset changed.
I wonder if getting all your presets set right when you start the game is worth it. And trying to get used to those hotkeys.
Well, those are the default hotkeys that start the game,
Yeah.
and I've just basically adapted to them
Yeah.
on these quick ones.
I wonder if adding like the constructor and the storage container to those would help.
It might. That might be something to consider in future iterations. Can I get a line? I got a line there for a second.
What happens when you hold control?
I get a line, Robert.
You get a line. Wow.
Did you suspect that might be the case?
You know, I was kind of hoping.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
And Lars says, "Hey from Norway."
Hey, that must be evening in Norway. Soon.
Yeah. And CPA Kevin's back. Good to see you again. He says, "I use the presets all the time and set one for my solid supply lines, my fluid and gas supply lines, my machines. It's great." I don't think I'm misrepresenting things when I say that Doc grew up in an era where only the old people used keyboard shortcuts because the mouse was still kind of a new tech. And so putting everything on the GUI and being able to click on things was the right way to do things.
Roll. Okay. Obviously, I've got a biomass issue because my entire system just shut down.
Oh, no.
So I'm going to go get some more biomass and figure out which machine ran out of biomass.
Okay. There you go. You got something to make. Oh, no. Satisfactory Addict.
Oh, wait a minute. I just made it into solid biofuel.
Oh,
God.
good. That's fine. There's no problem with that.
Okay.
No, you didn't make it into solid biofuel. You made it into biomass, and now you can make it into solid biofuel.
Oh, thank you. I was misreading it. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't there before until I unlocked something. I probably...
Yeah.
Okay.
So Satisfactory Addict says, "No, it shouldn't be your name. I bought the game only 4 weeks ago. Already have 275 hours logged in already.
Yeah.
Did 39 hours of gameplay with no sleep last week.
Oh, man.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. You can have the name.
Yep. You got it.
Okay. This one is still going with plenty of biomass in it, too. Yeah. So it must have been the one at the...
Are they all connected together?
The yes, I interconnected
You
them.
did? Okay. Icy9 says, dang, I only did 100 hours my first week. Oh, gosh.
Okay, which direction? There we go.
Yeah, you got it. And Anderstea says, sleep is overrated until you're short on it.
Yeah, until you can't function anymore.
So I have to admit, Doc, and I
And
haven't...
So everything okay.
Do you just not have enough?
Well, there's plenty in here. I mean, every one of them has plenty. This one is not interconnected with the system, though.
Okay, how about you do that? That might help. And Kevin
So-
just crossed 800 hours in Satisfactory since December 2020, December 25th.
Wow.
So-
800?
Yeah, that's pretty good number.
Yeah, no kidding.
We're at about 800 hours in our 1.0 save, and that started in September. So, yeah. And Pollyanna Martin says, good morning from Spokane, Washington.
Nice. Our old stomping grounds.
Yeah. We lived in the Marysville area for quite some time, and
Yeah.
in Renton before that.
Yeah, Marysville, Washington.
Mm-hmm.
That's on the other side of the mountains. Totally different terrain. Totally different. Everything.
But we passed through Spokane all the time
Yeah.
on
My-
the way to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho,
Yeah.
where,
My dad lived.
yeah, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. And Tum Tum Gaming says, I start a new save about every month. I watch a lot of your content and enjoy your quick reference guides. Do you normally wait to make your prime factories till like after you push through?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, Doc is very much in favor of build what you need right now and then improve it later. And Tum Tum's played around 400 hours in Steam and about double that from Epic. There we go. Good.
Well,
Oh, look at that usage, though.
did I use it? In other words, I need to add another power plant in the middle. Yeah. So my max consumption right now, if everything was running smooth, is just barely below my capacity at 90. So the reason why it clipped, turned off was because the other one doing the concrete was not attached to the rest of the system.
Yep.
So adding another power plant would be
Okay, we got to get tier 2.5
unlocked.
unlocked.
Okay, well,
We've been distracted for a while.
I was just in the process of creating the factory for that, and
Well, do we have the items to turn it in
not
first?
yet.
Okay. What are we short on?
Screws. I mean, reinforced iron plate. I've got 5 so far.
I think
Son.
gonna have to handcraft.
I might
some.
have to handcraft some, yes. Gonna have to handcraft some.
Okay.
I've obviously got, okay, that, and I need some screws. See how many screws I have already made.
And Krusty Otaku says, "Hello, good morning, from good old California.
Yeah,
How was y'all's weekend?"
it was, it was just a normal weekend for us, honestly. We didn't do anything real special for Memorial Day or anything, but it was nice seeing the number of people who enjoyed our content during the weekend. That was cool.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we had a pretty good weekend.
Viewership wise, yes.
Yeah, viewership wise.
And we're at 65 folks watching us on YouTube and Twitch together. So that's pretty cool. Still a few more on YouTube at this point.
Yeah. I want to say we also finally got a TikTok profile. And I'll say the same thing I always say. You know, if you guys are already on TikTok, we'd love if you came over there and watched our first couple videos. Right now, we're just re-releasing our old tips, and we're gonna be putting those out every couple days until we catch up. But we're gonna be putting content on there as well. If you guys are already on TikTok, we'd love for you to join us there. If you're not already on TikTok, please don't. It's not a good place. Your life would be happier and more fulfilled if you don't ever go there. But
Robert.
I'm selling it, right? Am I doing a
you're-
good job?
You're really selling that. You keep after it. you know.
Okay.
Wow. So far we've got 21. See how many we've already. And that's cranking away at the best it can. I got 17 more there. I'm at 38. And I'm sure I can grab some more screws and plates and go manually make some more.
Okay.
I'll just keep going back and forth until I get the quantity I need.
Charles Farmer, first time chat, says, "Hey Doc, are you ready for June 10th?"
Oh man, I am so wanting June 10th to get here. Just so excited to hear that they actually established a deadline date for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because, that's the key. Got to tell your programmers, okay, our drop dead date is here. You got to get it done. Always love that. I love it. I love deadlines. I love the sound they make when they whiz by.
Okay, Doc.
Okay.
Tum Tum, I am just watching Doc. I'm hanging out here, getting some desk work done, what I can, and having fun watching Doc. He's playing solo today.
Mm-hmm. And beating all my previous records.
Yeah, there you go. You got enough.
51, got it. So do we have everything we need? Do I have enough concrete? Okay, I've got only 26 concrete, so I got to stop by the concrete bin. I got to stop by rods. I've got to stop by plates.
Uh-oh.
So let's start with the concrete.
Okay. Alf says, "I have 1,200 hours in this game just since update 4." So he's been around for a long time.
Yeah, you've been working at it a long, long time.
He says, "I've never finished tier 8. Just like building and letting my OCD run wild."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, and it was kind of that way for me in the 1.0 release. I decided I really didn't care to didn't care to unlock that last phase of the space elevators simply because I wanted to build a better factory. So call it OCD, whatever you like, but I definitely decided to take a pause and go do something a little bit more interesting to me, rather than unlocking that last phase. Okay, I need 300 of those.
Need a whole lot more.
Yep.
That's fine. You have some iron ore in your inventory that if you need to, you can always smelt that up.
Yep, and I need iron rod. Let's see if the rods are going to give me all 300. Rods usually come pretty quick, so 168, 215. So
Not quite.
I need both rods and plates. Let's see.
Let's just go for it.
Let's see if we got 100 ingots we can take from here.
Nice.
So let's go craft. And we probably have ingots we can take from here too. Nope. Keeping up, so.
And Whitestone Industry says, same here with my 3,500 hours. I finished the game a few times, but that was before 1.0, and he has still yet to finish 1.0.
Okay.
Okay.
So I need to buy 156 plate and a few more rods, and I've got everything else. So let's just see what I can get as far as rods I need almost all that I can make of rods.
Tum Tum asked, Doc, do you play on survival ever or just safe mode? I see that bug plant just having bugs fly around.
Yeah, I play on peaceful. That part of the game doesn't interest me at all.
Okay, we have a strange question now.
A strange one.
From Otaku. He says, if you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Well, sandwiches is a pretty broad category.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's almost a cheat.
that's almost cheating. So, now let me just drop in here what I have. Okay, so I still need 110 plate and 56 more rod. So let's go check and see what else. That's pretty broad. You can have a lot of variety in sandwiches. So if we're being able to do a category, it would be Italian-based pasta foods and pizza. So
Okay.
Italian food, basically. I would live off of Italian food.
Kevin says his forever meal is shrimp Alfredo.
Oof, that's good. That would be very good.
Okay, caffeinated. I didn't promise.
Uh-oh. You missing on your promises again?
Caffeinated says Robert did promise me the next run wouldn't be on peaceful, so we'll see if I hold it to you. I don't think I promised it. But yes, he should at least turn on retaliate mode. That I agree with.
Oh, so the minute I hit one of them, they start attacking me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I might go for that.
Yeah, give him a fighting chance. Yeah, I can promise all I want, but I'm not in control. That's a good way of saying it.
That is true. That is true. Okay, 69 plate. I need 110 plate. So it's just going to take a little. This is where I can get the extra ingots. So I'm going to go crafting again.
Mantrid says, I just realized that June 2nd is a big Dimensions update for Shapes 2, so lots of stuff to try out in June, after playing a bunch of the new Planet Crafter Moons update. I tried to get Doc into Shapes.
Did I even try it yet?
No, you didn't. It was just... We had so much going on. I think it's a fairly low-key puzzle game,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know how much you'd... I don't know. I'll have to show it to you again. Okay.
Milestone reached. Fixit would like to remind you of your contractual obligation towards efficiency.
152.38.
Recreational use of belts and lifts does not count towards work hours and will put you on the list.
Lost a lot of time
Stay
on that
efficient.
one.
Don't disappoint Fixit.
So where did I lose time on that?
Just hanging out waiting for stuff to happen instead of going mining and crafting yourself.
All right, I can do better on that again.
Having to reconnect
Okay.
the power. That was another thing. Diagnosing the power.
Space elevator, I need 1,500.
Add it to your
1,500.
task. Add
What?
it to do. To your to-do list. There you go.
All right.
So, Tum Tum. Doc's played 2 worlds. He played the Update 8 world. And I started joining him about halfway through that. And then his Update 1 world, where we have the Gigafactory, Doc and I play together almost every day. And Garrett, my other brother, who also joins us quite often. But right now he's doing the Doc solo series where he's playing it all alone. So,
Oh, we'll get back to having them join. We'll figure out a day that Garrett can be part of things and join us. And play together once 1.1 comes out again.
yep.
You think he'd want to join us? We don't need wire, a cable. We need the wire is all.
Mm-hmm.
And wire 294. So, where did I put the mini miner?
Yes, Whitestone 1.1 is happening on June 10th. We are quite excited. Get closer.
Okay, and we put the other mini miner on one of these iron mines, didn't we?
I didn't see.
Or you suggested it, so I thought you'd know based on that.
Hmm.
We need concrete as well. I think I put it on a concrete mine, didn't I? I might have put it on a concrete mine. So let's put that mini miner there. I've got one on copper, one on iron. I think the other one's on the concrete mine. Basically, I've got a nice breadcrumb trail here to follow to get to concrete now.
Cool. Good.
I'm glad you understood what I was talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
I will just go on this save until we get the... Yeah, there's the miner.
Until we get the elevator.
Until we get the elevator, okay?
Okay. Sure. Wardagon has a good question. It says, I heard that some people love making massive amounts of batteries for some reason. Could you tell me why? Are they good for the sink, or do they have any use besides fuel for transport?
Oh, you're talking about the small batteries. Okay. Small batteries don't have much of a use anymore.
Yeah.
They used to be very useful when that was the only type of power for the drones. But with update 1.0, they expanded all of the ability of drones to use other types of power. And since doing that, it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to make a lot of batteries. At least we haven't actually made a battery factory in 1.0 at all, have we? I don't
No.
think we did.
I don't think we ever made batteries.
So
We just used fuel because you can continue to upgrade the fuel lines, right?
right.
The turbo fuel and whatnot.
Yep. So, yeah, I don't see a reason to make batteries. Unless it's to unlock a particular level, and then I would destroy the line because they're just not needed for things anymore. Okay.
And Caffeinated says he usually makes batteries just for sake of completion.
Yeah, exactly. That's about all they're needed for nowadays. Hope that gives you a good answer to your question.
And Whitestone says batteries are now only used for the superstate computer. So
For the what computer?
superstate, so for an alt recipe for the computer,
Okay.
or alt recipe for probably the supercomputer, but
I mean, they're fairly easy to make, so that's a good chance that there's, oh,
except for the fact
Freighter's
that they
coming
need
back.
a liquid. At least in the main recipe.
yeah. Okay, Freighter has re-entered. And like I said, we're going to go over our 10 minutes, over our 2 hours today, because I'm just going to go ahead and finish the next milestone. What was I can't hardly read it, Robert. We were at 152. We were 8 minutes before the 2 hours when we started putting together the list for the space elevator over here. So we're just going to finish off the list for the space elevator here. And once we have that list, we're going to build the space elevator to finish that objective, and then we'll call it see how much we can improve on things in the next next time we work.
Yep.
Too much handcrafting.
Unfortunately. I did try to do, not quite a speedrun, but something like that a while ago without any handcrafting. The problem is if you're not handcrafting, you have empty cycles at a time when you're just doing nothing.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's like either if I'm not gonna handcraft anything, then the best thing I can do is go build more stuff, which means I end up building more stuff that's not on foundations, that doesn't look good, that's not useful, and so I don't know. It really felt like handcrafting was kind of like the only productive thing to do.
Feel like I'm doing a waltz. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Fast waltz, thank goodness.
Tum Tum, yes, the Doggo Cave is in 1.1 or 1.0 and 1.1. So I don't know if it was there previously.
So before I actually handcraft any wire or rod or plate, I'm going to go ahead and go to both the plate and the rod area and see how much the wire I'm going to need to handcraft some wire.
Yeah.
No doubt there. So I will go ahead and handcraft that here, but I'm not going to handcraft plate or rod until I go check and see how much I have.
And we have a raid from Pobcat.
Oh, fantastic. Hi there. We're here to steal your beams. All righty. Okay. All right. Fantastic. Hi there, folks. And if you haven't seen my channel before, hit the follow button if you would. We're regularly streaming, so maybe you'd catch a stream or two as we stream each week. And is that DC Wen? Is that DC from...
Yeah, that's him.
All right. Glad to see you joined us.
Yeah, let me get a link to that, to the Doggo short. There's a map with a little arrow pointed exactly,
Well,
exactly where the Doggo Cave is.
wait a minute. Is that the one we
just
published
put out
today?
last week.
Oh, that was last week. This week is Pat's. The one we
Yes.
published today is Pat's.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Doing a little bit of handcrafting. We're trying to get the space elevator built now. That's the last thing I'm going to do on our... Have you seen Cache Cleaner Simulator yet?
No.
I've never heard of that one. Okay.
See you later, Popcac. Thanks for the raid.
Thanks for the raid. Appreciate it. Okay. So we have 501. And let's see how many rods and plates we already have. Those of you who just joined, I'm in the middle of a speed run, trying to get as far as I can in the first 2 hours.
Yeah. So somebody a moment ago just asked where the Doggo Cave is, and here's the short we put out just last week. I just popped that in chat there for you.
Yeah.
That will show you a map where the Doggo Cave is.
Okay.
Of course, I'll put it in a new tab. All that stuff.
Okay. So we're making plate. I only need 4, and we got enough plates there. Now we're working on rods. Plates are done. Rods are next. Then we're going to go run and see how much concrete we have. Trying to unlock that as quickly as possible. What is the Cache Cleaner Simulator?
I have no
I'm
idea.
curious now.
But Whitestone says Doc needs to play Cache Cleaner Sim. It is so addicting. Oh gosh.
Doggo Cave? Is this the same cave that has the Blade Runners leaning against a rock? Yes.
Yeah.
It is the same cave. one and the same.
That cave has around like 6 doggos in it, so yeah.
Okay, we're not quite there on rods yet, but I'm going to run and I'm going to get... I'm going to pick up... Well, I'm going to pick up that here, and I'm going to make sure that the copper mini miner is not full already.
And Crick87 says that's a useful short. Thanks. Cool.
Okay, get the copper mini miner going again, and let's...
I see that it says Doc doesn't need another addiction. Between Satisfactory and collecting leaves, it's too much.
Oh my.
Speaking of leaves, we're gonna have to find some solution for this fall because oh man, raking leaves was a bear last fall.
When you live in a deciduous forest,
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to avoid.
And I'm sorry, but
leaves.
burning leaves, it has the biggest roaring fire ever that lasts for 2 minutes, and so it's just constant tending for hours trying to get all those leaves gone, man.
And so we do have a sweeper that we put on the back of our mower, tractor mower. We got a 48-inch wide mower, and we put a sweeper on the back. So we sweep up a lot of the leaves. But
Yeah.
still, it's still a lot of work.
New game idea, says Aliana Flynn. Leaf cleaning simulator.
Oh no.
Doc, you haven't even seen like Power Wash Simulator and a lot of those silly games that are just... You now get to do real world jobs and it's in a game and gamified. And people love it. I don't know why, but...
Oh gee. Okay. I can make enough iron rods. Then we'll just be working on copper to do wire. Okay, got enough for iron rods. Let's go do the iron rods we need. Then we'll do up the wire.
Yeah, Icy Knight loves Power Washing Simulator. And Anders says Power Wash Simulator is great. Like, see? It does scratch one of those itches in your brain that just feels good to play.
Okay.
But
So it's just one of those things where you need to relax for a bit, clean something. You can go clean it on your computer instead of cleaning your house or doing the laundry or
the
cleaning
nice
the
thing
kitchen.
is it immediately gives you like this big dopamine hit of, oh, look how beautiful it is, and the sun's shining, and then it gets the cha-ching of giving you money for it. Like,
Somebody who likes the Garfunkel side, at least, of Simon and Garfunkel, says it already exists as a 2D game. It's called Leaf Blower Revolution.
oh, there
no.
you go. And then House Flipper Trumpkin. Yeah, I do like House Flipper, although that has a bit more of the creativity side, but yeah, same sort of thing.
Wow. Okay. That's way cool.
And Otaku asks, do you consider yourself always a gamer or something you got into later in life? The N64 and Sega CD were the systems that got him into it.
Okay. It would be I've always been fascinated with little games, but very seldom had any time to do anything with it. So I literally got into gaming, significant gaming, after my retirement, when I retired from Boeing. So, yes, Boeing, the airplane maker. Yes, the one that's always in the negative news, it seems, lately. So why do we have... I hear in the background a very seriously ailing creature.
Yeah. Oh, that guy, it might be the space whale.
Yeah, the space whale
that's
is
just wandering around.
complaining.
Oh.
Whiny.
Gauntlegrim says, I love farming and gardening, but I absolutely hate Florida summers. Something like Stardew Valley or farming type game scratches the itch without having to deal with 95-degree heat and a humidity factor of 120 billion%.
Yeah, I remember being in Florida and going to bed at night, and just you don't want to get under the covers. You don't want any body part touching any other body part. You know, you don't want to, curl up or anything. You just want to kind of lay out there in bed and just somehow try to cool off enough to go to sleep. It was terrible. It was terrible. Well, by the way, we didn't have air conditioning back then. We were talking about 78 to 80. We had a house without air conditioning. That's
Hey, what are you doing?
brutal.
What are you doing?
Okay, what am I doing? I'm talking instead of doing.
Gosh darn it, get to work.
Sorry. Okay, I've got enough concrete. All I'm lacking is wire.
And then there's a drunk farming simulator.
Oh gosh. You can simulate farming while you're drunk?
Ugh.
Is that the point?
I'm sorry, Will. I got the name wrong of Whitestone. Correct me. It's the space giraffe chick penguin whale thing. Also known as Bean.
Bean?
Yeah.
Bean.
Bean. Not the Mr. Bean, just Bean. Grasu Taco says, my significant other used to give me grief because I'd play mowing simulator while our lawn needed to be mowed. It's just, you can literally do this in real life.
You don't have to just sit here.
But in real life, okay? In real life, you don't get paid for mowing your own lawn. In real life, you don't get to do it while sitting down in an air-conditioned room. You know? In real life, the lawn doesn't look pristine and wonderful and beautiful with bright lights and dopamine whatevers flashing all over the screen.
Oh my. We use such justification to get out of work, don't we?
Ah.
All of us. Okay. So, I need to just put down a crafting bench here. Crafting.
And Caffeinated says, oh no, I assure you, the drunkenness is not simulated in Drunk Farming Simulator. You just drink Sailor Jerry's while playing Farm Sim with your brother.
Okay. Okay. More ingots. I knew that the wire was going to be the hard one to finish.
Yeah.
So, I disconnected the wire going to the cable assembler, the constructor, pardon me, the cable constructor, so that I could have all of it go to this container instead. So hopefully that'll accelerate things a bit.
So Gauntlegram says, Robert, do you know who's SB Mowing is? The YouTuber who makes videos of him mowing lawns. He has almost 3 million subscribers on YouTube, and people seem to love to watch him mow lawns.
Is that the guy that goes and does charity work for a lot of other people who just can't get their lawn mowed?
To be honest, there's a whole lot of copycats.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I don't know which
Whole
one
lot.
is which, but I've seen like a dozen different channels do that kind of thing. And yeah, it's nice. It's relaxing. It's you know, you see the eyesore on the street that's obviously overgrown. It's the worst one on the block. Everybody walks to the other side of the street to go around it, kind of thing. And then it turned into a beautiful, pristine lawn is awesome to see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, SB Mowing is the OG one, but he does it. Yeah, he does it for free. And Crickets87 says, maybe playing VR lawn mowing simulator while mowing the lawn for real would keep the dopamine flowing.
Yeah, that would be nice.
There you go.
Yeah, would be nice. Well. Obviously, wire is a critical issue, and you know, if we're going to improve this part of the process,
Yeah.
maybe what I need to do is just get a couple mini miners extra made and put another miner on on the second mine that's just right next to us here.
Yeah.
There's another mine right straight over here, right there.
Okay.
I mean, they're right next to each other. There's no reason why I can't exploit this one
yeah.
as well. So maybe that becomes a way that we can increase production as well. I need 250 more,
Yep.
and we'll have a yellow check mark there as well. So I will go get my mini miner and get the ore from it and go back to manually making some more. So it's I'm really, really hoping I don't go too far past that 2 hour mark to make this, but
Yeah.
I think setting that next milestone that would be a good ending to the sprint this time, to the speed run this time, and learned a lot by pushing it a little bit further. It looks like interconnecting all of the power grid would be good, but at the same time being able to keep putting more and more biofuel in them. I've got biofuel sitting in my bags at this point. Obviously having 4, how many have I made at this point? 3 or 4? I made 1 for concrete, 1 for, I made 3 at this point. Maybe a 4th one, one for the 2 mines that I set up for copper, 1 for the 2 mines that I set up for the iron ore, and then 1 for the concrete. Interconnect those and then just put a 4th one down somewhere, because we're real close to the edge of our capacity at this point. I'm not sure if I could support another mine and constructor, a mine, a smelter, and then 2 constructors to get to wire.
Yeah. We might at some point take a stream and spend some time actually mapping out a speedrun and doing the math on how much power do they use, so at what point do we need to throw down another biofuel, what resources they take, so what do you need to craft when, to kind of build a checklist.
And how much, we unlock in tier 2, we unlock the I got enough, we're done. We've got enough to unlock the logistics at that point. And so I'm wondering if we need at that point to instead of creating another miner and another whole batch of miner, smelter, everything, that we find which ones can support. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to come out here and build the space elevator. And I want the control port to be facing the hub. Boom.
Okay. Give us a save file. This animation doesn't really matter because they're leaving the game now.
All right. 2 hours, 18 minutes and 17 seconds. 2:18:17. And see all these save files? Oh, we did good. Okay, so I'm going to look up there at the... yes, I love watching the animation here. Looking at our run, it took 26 minutes to go from tier 2.5 to the elevator.
Yeah.
And most of that was because of wire.
Project assembly initialized. Congratulations, Pioneer. The space
I
elevator
think that
will
at
now
the stage
automatically
where
connect
we
with the
make
Project Assembly
cable,
orbital platform.
instead of
Project
splitting it off,
assembly
if
is
at that
divided
point we
into
just use
phases,
the
each of which require
build
the
on the
delivery of
second
project
mine
parts, such
and
as
turn that
smart
into picking
plating
cable.
via the
Yeah,
space
exactly.
elevator.
That's what
I
I'm
think that's
thinking.
the mistake when we do
Subsequent
it.
phases unlock access to new tiers
So
with
when
more
we
advanced
when we need
technologies to
cable, we build
construct, automate, explore, and
the second
exploit.
mine on the
It is
second
time to be
copper.
honest. This project is
Yeah.
part of the Save the Date
Okay.
program, the largest
Very
united
good. Very,
undertaking
very
in
good.
human
Okay.
history, destined to save us
And
all.
I think
Earth
what
is
we're
in
going to
peril
do
and
is
only
just
Fix-It pioneers
skip
offer
the
hope for
doggo cave because
survival.
everything is
Fix-It is counting on you. Humanity is
so
counting
close
on
by
you.
that
Do
we could
not let
probably
Fix-It
just
down.
leave the doggo cave behind and just build.
Yeah. I think when we get to the point where we're going to actually add oil, I think running to the doggo cave on our way to build some oil power plants out there on the islands, that's probably the time to do it.
Okay. Would we build oil before we build coal?
That's a great question.
And do we even have coal around this area too? I don't remember.
Well, let's go look at tier 3 since we've unlocked it now. Let's go look at tier 3 and kind of game that out.
Okay. So now that we've
Oh, we have to give them smart plating now. We built it. Now we have to get the smart plating.
okay, so we've built it. Now we have to complete phase 1. And smart plating is kind of a technology jump. Let's go to look at smart plating here.
Okay. I'm going to turn the speedrun timer off now so we can
Okay.
see a little better.
So here we need the rotors and reinforced iron plate, and we don't have a line for either one. So, you know, what we could do is move the integration different. In other words, once we have machines that are building the wire, concrete, plate, and rods, and we know that they're just running and they're just going to keep producing, we turn our attention to building the smart plating, a smart plating factory line.
Okay.
Instead of just running around and trying to manually build the parts, and see how far that gets us down the road to getting the smart plating after the.
Okay, so we're building the infrastructure for smart plating while waiting for the resources to pile up to build the space elevator.
Exactly.
Okay, that's a good idea, I think.
Okay. And since we really can't see what the other tiers are, at least in this save, we could go to another save and look what the other tiers are doing. I really, smart plating bites, as far as I'm concerned. You don't use much smart plating later on, but you have to build it to move beyond.
Yeah, it's a gate.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely a gate.
So Alexa says the doggo case is worth it if you get the steel, you get the pipes and beams, modular frames, and case industrial beams, and that makes it worth the time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not worth the time for tier 1 and 2, but if
Correct.
you pass tier 2, I completely agree there.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and we've already saved this, so I'm going to just exit and we will. I think we did good.
Yeah.
I think we did good. Someday I'm going to go up there and get that sloop up there, and I'm going to go get the Mercer sphere in that heart-shaped thing that I see every once in a while. I can't remember exactly where it's at. So, all right, I'm going to hit escape. We're going to load up Doc Solo and continue with that. And continue moving right along.
Cool.
So, appreciate all you who have joined us. If you haven't hit the follow button, please do. We're at 947 followers. I'm just itching to get to 1,000. That would just be way cool. Way cool to get to 1,000 there. Okay. Now, cable. We have plenty of cable going in. These are the things that load up the depot. So yes, we still have plenty going in there. So all three of those items should have plenty. And it looks like our space out. Okay, the cargo ship is coming right back because we had unlocked a level just before leaving the game last week, and it's coming back. So our next milestone is working on the oil processing here. So we have encased industrial beams and motors, and I'm not sure if yes, I think we already make all of those items. So I keep hitting the escape key, I shouldn't. Let's go on over here and see what we have as far as encased industrial beams. Boy, we have plenty of those. And let's run around here and get the...
Okay, we got a couple of comments here that I've
pipes.
unfortunately missed. Well, first we have a first-time chat from Georgie who says, "What's up, Doc?"
Right. Hey, have you got my audio for that yet, Robert?
No, that's the next upgrade that Megalith's going to put through.
All right, Megalith, get to work. Come on, I want my "What's up, Doc" audio. Well, right now we just finished our speed run, and I'm collecting the goods to do the oil processing milestone here. And as soon as we get the goods to do that, we will unlock oil processing. And
Actually, him adding that is fairly simple. I think I just need to give him the audio for it, basically.
Yeah,
And then
I think
fairly
you will.
trivial amount of work on his end.
And we've got a full container here of we have a full container here of
Copper sheet.
copper sheets. Yep. Now we just need to go grab the motors. Whoops.
Okay, got some more comments.
I'm getting hit with it.
Wardagon had a couple of questions that I passed up because we're in the middle of conversation, but he says, assuming I have a power plant making 400 polymer resin a minute as a side product, okay, is there anything better to do with it than bringing in a couple hundred copper a minute and making computers?
Is there anything better to do with it? I tend to make plastic before I let it go just to polymer. Then again, polymer can be made into plastic. I like making sure I can make plenty of circuit boards for computers. So I like the idea of, you getting the copper and the plastic or polymer to make the computers. I think that works.
Okay.
So.
And then a little bit later, he asked, at around tier 7 or 8 for milestones, besides bauxite, for all the aluminum stuff, including the Mark V belts, what resource do you think is the most important? Oil and plastic, maybe? Which I think you actually just kind of answered that as well. The plastic is probably your biggest...
Yeah, I found it in the release 8 that I had a hard time keeping up with the need for plastic.
Yeah.
So I think plastic is still pretty high on the list of things that need to be done, need to be made or built. I'm going to run up here. I think I make motors up here. Having a hard time remembering where I make all these things, but I think motors are made right. These are probably, nope, those are the, let's see.
What's interesting, so Georgie says that Ada's voice is based on one of the default text-to-speech voices from Microsoft with some audio effects applied. What's interesting is that when we went to build this app, when Megalith did, that voice was no longer available, and so we actually rebuilt it, and one of our members, Giuseppe, helped to rebuild that because he specializes in building custom AI voices. So we rebuilt a version of Ada, which then Megalith applied some additional effects to and everything else. And that's kind of where we got our voice. So it sounds a little bit different than what ADAS does, but I think it's close enough.
It's pretty close. I can't see any much of a difference anyway. All right, where did I make my motors? Are my motors back here?
Thank you, Alexa. I saw that pop through.
Well, those are my rotors. Where did I
Don't
make
you have all
motors?
these labeled?
I used to. Okay, I'm encased industrial beam, and the inputs to those are the steel beam and concrete. That's fine. These are making the frames back here, and it's labeled modular frames, yes. And this one's labeled back here. No, it's not labeled at all. It's
Well,
Beams.
Krusty Otaku asks, do you prefer having one big main factory, or do you prefer having a bunch of factories spread out?
I'm thinking maybe I like having one main factory personally, but the challenge of getting product all the way around the globe from place to place is really difficult. So I'm tending to lean towards a certain number of modular factories out there. So
Star Cluster Factory. How about that?
a star cluster factory. All right. Where did I make motors? I didn't handcraft motors all the time, did I?
I don't think so.
I find it hard to believe that I didn't make motors yet. But then again, I'm not seeing motors being made. Oh, wait a minute. Did I miss checking here? I see
There's
stators.
stators.
I see motors.
Woohoo!
Okay, so which one of these is out of stock?
Rotors. It's
Rotors.
always rotors. Rotors are always harder.
And my rotor line is... That's not my rotor line. That's my stator line. See, I'm having to get refamiliarize myself with everything that's here. There's okay. So rotors are downstairs. I'm pretty sure where I know where the rotors are. At this point, I'm using more of a sneaker net protocol to get things from place to place. Rods and screws make rotors. Yes, that's what makes rotors.
So Alexa says, the cave, the Doggo Cave alone, gives you enough modular frames for tier 3.2 and 3.3, and most of the steel beams and all the pipes for 4.2, and also gives you all the encased industrial beams for 4.5.
Okay.
So, but that's if you can fully clean out the Doggo Cave, right?
Yeah.
And, Doc, if we do wait until, tier 3,
Yes.
then to do all that, oh, yeah, if we do wait for tier 3 to do the Doggo Cave, then we can do it with, instead of trying to do it with conveyors, we can do it with foundations.
Oh,
Yeah.
we get foundations in 3.
We get them earlier than that, but yeah.
My finger's in quite a bit of pain this morning.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I ended up breaking my wrist and had 3 surgeries to put it back together. And I still have this middle finger here that it just hurts to use it. Everything I touch hurts. And that's part of the reason why I don't play games that require a lot of agility in my fingering, and that's why you see me having a hard time with the jumping puzzles and so forth. Not trying to make excuses, but that's one of the reasons why I struggle that way. Okay, so basically, I'm waiting on these 50 here. I've got, let me sort this. I've got the 100 there. I've got the pipes I need. I've got the copper sheet I need. Just waiting to get the rest of the motors. Okay, so while that is crunching on that, let's go downstairs and see what the next tier unlock looks like.
Doc.
Yes, what's wrong? See, I hear pain in his voice.
Our Minecraft recording from Friday
Yeah?
is dead.
What happened?
You recorded your face on both points of view instead of your desktop.
Did I use the shorts recording for it?
Yep.
Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Oh, great. Okay, another subject for another day. Logistics. I need rubber. So, I need to do oil processing before I can, so I didn't,
I have flashback for the SBI meeting
uh-huh.
for everything but exploring the cave.
Okay, we'll work on that afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I get done with oil processing, I'm going to have polymer, plastic, coke, rubber, and all those things available to me. This is a huge unlock here.
Oh,
for
that's massive.
5.2, which basically means I'm going to be going and looking for an oil field close by. So I
I
can
think, yeah, I think the closest one is the northern oil fields.
really.
Yeah.
That's quite a ways away, isn't it?
It's just down the cliff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll then I'll have to transport rubber from there. We didn't unlock drones yet, did we? When we unlocked hypertubes. At
Yeah.
least we already unlocked those. Okay,
Yeah. Have you built yourself a jetpack?
I have not built
You
myself.
gotta get yourself a jetpack.
Okay, I'll go build myself a jetpack. Got plenty of fuel for it. There it is.
Wardagon says getting to the northern oil fields won't be much of an issue. Getting back will be.
All right, I need rotors. No, I need wire. Okay, that's easy.
Yeah, that's easy. And Jonah asks, do you have any tips on oil power?
Any tips on oil power? Oil power is fantastic. It tends to be a little bit easier than, well, about equivalently easy than on coal power. Sorry, going the wrong direction. Trying to talk and do the same time. It's any tips? I would use the residue for, I would produce rubber and I would produce plastic out of the residue. Use a formula that the alternate to making fuel is rubber or plastic, because you'll need both of those a lot more than you'll need polymer, for example. You'll notice that our next unlock here, just to give you an idea, once we unlock oil processing, our next unlock here for Logistics Mark IV requires rubber. So the first thing you really want to produce is rubber. You don't get petroleum power until you unlock fluid packaging, and then petroleum power is over here. You could actually skip fluid packaging because you don't need it to unlock power, so you can go Logistics Mark IV and then go straight to petroleum power. And then you got the power plants, which are fantastic compared to the coal power plants. we've built some coal power plants, but we're so close to petroleum power that we'll probably just jump straight to petroleum power and not really build any more coal power plants. So
Yeah.
notice, in order to unlock petroleum power, you need rubber and plastic. Nothing requires polymer resin. Polymer resin just seems to be a byproduct that you might just use because you want to get something else, but you make it quickly into plastic usually. So that's our current milestone. And as soon as we get plastic and rubber here, and polymer resin and petroleum coke. Haven't found much of a need for petroleum coke either, which is kind of odd. You can use it to substitute for coal, and the problem is, once you get here, building a coal power plant and putting petroleum coke in it doesn't seem to be much value. So I would just wait to unlock petroleum power in Tier 5 and not worry about petroleum coke to make power with. So, all right. Let's see if we have any more motors. See if we have enough motors now. I was just trying to remember, where was it that I got motors? Okay, well, it looks like those lines are just moving along, so that's good. And we have 35, which means that if I sort this, I've got plenty. Let's go unlock oil processing, folks. And okay, and we've got a button. All right, new scannable resources, of
Milestone
course.
reached. Crude oil can now be extracted and refined to produce various industrially beneficial parts. The byproducts of these processes will require careful management, but a capable pioneer such as yourself surely understands that. To improve efficiency, pipelines can now be optimized with valves to limit and balance their throughput. These were initially left out because Fixit did not want to overwhelm pioneers with complex pipeline management, but they have since been re-added after my impassioned defense of your capabilities.
Okay, fine. Okay, so this is where we need rubber. So we're already making encased industrial beams, we're already making modular frames. So let's make sure that the encased industrial beams and modular frames lines have plenty of product to continue working. And right now, we're missing iron rod here, so let's go grab some iron rod. And iron rod is out here on the ground. We'll just take all of that, put the, whoops.
Shirt Brother on YouTube likes the color scheme.
Likes the, what was this color scheme?
The Dr. Pepper color scheme.
The Dr. Pepper color scheme, yeah. Oh, pardon me, I need to be over here. And rods go here. Okay. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and storage containers over here that have various things in them. This where that's have we unlocked the ability to put? Okay, what do we need in the MAM to unlock? To unlock this. Oh, we need computers. That's right. That's slowed us down at this point. Unless we visit a wreck that has computers, we're not going to unlock the uploading from inventory yet. Which is useful when you're out and about and you just need to get your bags relieved of stuff. Which happens frequently with me. See, Robert has this terrible cackle of a laugh.
A terrible cackle of a laugh.
Yeah, whenever I say something funny.
And first off, I wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing at something caffeinated said in chat. Jeez, you think this stream about you or something?
It usually is.
You-
So what did Caffeinated do?
Oh.
So funny.
He's waiting for his marketing manager paycheck while he continues to add tallies to the nice colors sticky note. Every time somebody compliments the colors he suggested.
The pasta that started it all. This is the name of the factory here. All right. I have a
And Archon says, I wonder where Robert got it from. ...
Yeah. Okay.
No, Doc doesn't laugh. That's the problem.
Doc doesn't laugh. You know, Doc does laugh, yes.
Yes, he does.
I want to put a large storage container because now I'm going to be missing beams. Really. All right. Yeah. Industrial storage container. Line up with that. Then
I was aiming for a chuckle. That's the aim, is a appreciative laugh without being, you know.
the appreciative laugh, huh?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And Icy Knight says, Doc definitely laughs. I have heard it. Okay. See,
All right.
There you go. What was that right there?
Okay. Oh. Oh. All righty. Well. All right, now I have a storage container here building up with solid biofuel so I can keep my jetpack going until I have better fuel than that.
Oh, Archon was referring to Doc. Okay, yes. That was a chuckle from Doc. Definitely a chuckle.
Okay. All righty. I'm going to take a short stack of modular frames here. And for the time being,
Androstea says, if I really uncontrollably laugh, people usually ask if they need to call an ambulance. I got that unhinged, cannot get enough air kind of laugh.
oh dear. I can see why people would tend to want to call an ambulance for you.
My older sister has a very similar type of laugh. When you get her laughing, she cannot stop. And it is quite amusing. And Jang says, seeing Sonic Doc as the thumbnail for the live video is so joyous. I'm glad people enjoy it.
That's too funny when you did that. Way too funny.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Okay, so now I have solid biofuel being split so that I can refuel when I'm out if I'm not here. And of course, that's all temporary as well because eventually I won't be using solid biofuel for my jetpacks. All right. Now I suppose I should put on my jetpack, right?
Yes, sir.
And I'm
What
going to
it's
put on
there
my
for.
scanner because I'm going to need to scan. Do I have any rebar ammo? I do. So I can use my rebar gun. Suppose I should grab some food to take just in case. Draw. Let's take barrel nuts. Okay. All right. And you said, even though you said it, I'm going to check it anyway. Interactive map here, folks. I'm going to check here, and I need to see where resource nodes are. And I'm not checking for coal anymore. I am checking for crude oil. And I don't need bauxite. I don't need rock quartz. So, go with that. Scroll out here and find our closest oil field. Let's get rid of the fog. Okay. Those oil fields over there. So which oil field is closer? Looks like that is. And maybe even a little easier to get to. And I remember seeing those on our 1.0 save.
Okay.
So, where do you put the paths? Map layers? Show roads? There we go.
Okay, so Wartagon posted some
Look at that. Look at this road.
right through the middle.
Yeah,
That takes you right there.
it does. Right to there.
Yeah. A lot easier than going north and having to jump a cliff.
Exactly. I was worried about having to go through here. But yeah, this path right through here works.
Okay.
Okay, let's see if I can follow it now. I'll
Yeah.
frequently update my progress on this map when
Well, for if you change to the other map style, then you could just use the in-game map to follow it. A lot easier.
okay, change to this map.
Yeah. Looks like you've already built across there.
Yeah. All right, it's going diagonally through here, which is at the corner of my screw factory here,
Okay.
and on through here. I've walked through here before
Yeah, I think you have. In fact, I think you went to that cave before.
into this cave.
I think so.
Because yeah, if I can make it here, and this is a good road to bring product back, I might be able to just. I haven't opened packaging yet, have I? So I can't package this and bring it back
No.
here yet.
Alexa does note that you can go south from your coal factory instead. So if you just look down a little bit, You see the pure. That to your left.
Over here.
That right there instead. It's a little bit farther away.
Well, yeah, a little farther away and a little bit more challenging to get to.
Yeah. But that's where we in our 1.1 in our 1.0 save where we have our fuel factory running off of those.
Okay.
So that plateau right there is fairly flat.
This area here.
Yeah. So, it's up to you, but either one will work. So, Wartagon has built 3 different layouts for oil stuff and posted them to Discord, and was wondering if you had any thoughts on them. I could pull them up and put them on the big screen for you if you'd like.
Oh, sure. That'll be fine. You can take over the stream when you show them.
Okay.
Alexa didn't get the announcement, I don't think. My cats are at the vet today. So, no cats.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I'm really debating whether to. My power production here is based on coal. I'm really debating whether to go and use this roadway here and just bring it here and expand on this platform to put oil production there. If so, I'd have to pipe it in quite a distance.
Yeah. Okay, well, jumping over to my screen here. This is the most basic layout he has. Okay, so it looks like one pure node there. And one has the rubber side versus the plastic.
Okay,
And so he's producing 80 residual rubber and 80 plastic, and the rest gives 80 fuel for power. Okay, very, very simple, right?
Yeah, very.
The next most complex, he says he thinks this one's probably the best. Starting with 600, so I think that's what? A pure and an impure to get to 600. With residual, with the resin, which is turning to rubber, plastic there. But he needs a pipe in water. So this one gets a little bit more complex, but this gives you 10 fuel-based generators.
Okay,
You have me all messed up.
Show the previous one.
So the previous one is only running on 240. Okay. 600 is pure overclocked by 250%. Thank you, Alexa.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's one pure versus this is the fully overclocked version.
Okay.
Okay, and they'll give you 1,600 plastic per minute, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
And that's a good amount of power, too. And then his bigger one, that's a 600 and a 150, but that's doing all the way to computers for the byproduct.
Right. Okay.
So,
All right.
And Alexa notes that it requires a blender to do this guy.
Yeah, and I haven't unlocked.
Don't have a
blenders
blender,
yet.
yeah, to do this.
Okay.
So
back up to the basic one.
So this basic one is kind of the one you'd be doing right now, right?
Exactly. I'd just be splitting them off into a plastic and rubber,
Yeah.
and then using the fuel to create a power plant.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the end point. Are those storage containers in the end point?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this, you can just find this in Pioneer Hangout on Discord if you need to refer to it.
Cool.
Okay?
Cool. And that only starts with 240, 120 each, and gives you 4. Okay. And I've got what? 2 impure and 2 normal here. The big question is whether to turn it all into. I don't have a packager yet, though. Okay. I might have to build my entire power platform over here, turn it into power, and send the power lines over here
Yeah.
rather than trying to move the fuel over there. So, okay. Okay, very good, very good. We're rocking and rolling. I just have to be able to follow this path. And I think I know exactly where that path goes. So, okay. Actually, that path starts out back here. Remember once upon a time, I took the wrong way?
Once upon a time, last Tuesday.
I went down here and took a left and ended up down in desert land.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, there's path here, and then it takes a left right here. And I believe
And
This-
frankly, Frank is here.
is dead end.
I think you need to open your map
Yep.
because you're going south now.
Yep. I need to go back up and rejoin my other. So this one takes me down to the platform. And I believe this is the left turn that... Okay, I've got to figure out where that left turn is.
Okay, can you open your map to find out?
There it is, right there. I am going to open up my map now to find out, because there's that bridge across.
Okay.
Okay,
Zoom in.
yeah, just up a...
Okay.
Interesting. I think what I did is I came down here and went through here this time, though. And they show the path going through here and going through here. And I thought I was going the wrong direction when I did that.
And we just hit 950 followers.
Fantastic.
Thank you guys so much for following us on Twitch. Oh, there. I apologize there. I love apps that just start playing audio as soon as you open them.
Well, that's not much of a path if it drops you down a cliff. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. Okay and okay. Okay, there it is.
Alexa says, once upon a time, I played over 300 hours on a save game, imported quartz from all over the map, only find 2 pure quartz nodes right at the end of my cave where I was getting coal and caterium. Through all the way I had to go was just turn around and go into another cave.
Ouch.
Yeah.
All right. I am going to bring the map over here and reload my... Okay, fine. I'll just reload that, save on it, see where I'm at. Okay. Straight ahead and hang a left. Okay, I'm getting there. I think I'll pick up this Mercer Sphere on the way, Robert.
Okay.
Just for grins and giggles, you know.
The voiceless effigy creates bodies in air waves but does not notice the shore. Is our melody not beautiful?
Detecting abnormal brainwave activity again. Activating artificial brainwave resonator.
Your shallow song has no rhythm. The river erodes our temples without prayers and washes away our scripture without deepening. Consume.
I believe this is one of those moments where the scientist would yell, Eureka! But that seems entirely too dramatic. It seems they are somehow organically emulating human speech. Fascinating. Continue exposing yourself to alien artifacts.
I love the hesitation there. Continue exposing yourself. Okay, to alien artifacts. Okay, I can do that.
I'm actually okay. So Anderstea says waiting for the Satisfactory GeoGuessr game to come out. I'm kind of surprised that there isn't one.
GeoGuessr?
Yeah, GeoGuessr is a browser-based game where they just give you screenshots from around the world, usually from like the Google Maps cars, and you have to guess where it is in the world. And so you can pan around, look at street signs, and look at the foliage and the mountain ranges and guess. And some people get actually incredibly good at it. And then I've seen people do versions of GeoGuessr with video game maps. And it would be interesting to try to do it from, Satisfactory. It's like, where exactly is this spot? Like, you can probably guess the right biome, but how close can you get?
Yeah, exactly. Close. So, my fuel plant is where this spire is. So, and the oil, three of the oil things are right here. Not sure quite where the fourth one is yet, but there's three here. Oh, that's right, I've got a jetpack on. Yay. Ah, there it is, just over that ridge. So these two are normal over here. This one over here is an impure. It would be an impure. Yep. And there's the 4 nodes. Oof. Robert, do we not have heat in here?
Let me try to get turned on. We do need to go get the thing cleaned out. See if we can get it to work again. Lemon Seltzer asks, when does 1.1 actually release?
It's supposed to release on June 10th.
Yep, June 10th. They just announced this morning the release date. We're all very excited for it.
Yep. All right. Encased industrial beam. I'll bet you I don't have any encased industrial beam in the... Nope. Haven't even worked on putting any in here. Okay, so I can't make an oil extractor, but in power, do I have power towers? I do. I am going to start with a tower right here, folks. Yep. And I'm going to start pulling wire from, that color, that coloration is really, really good. You can add another tick mark.
Yep.
I like it.
Jonah Swalford asks, is rubber or plastic more important to produce?
Both of them pretty much get used equally. I found in my release 8 playthrough that I had a more hard time with plastic But then a little bit later on, it started struggling with having enough rubber. So it was kind of a, kind of a, catch 22 in a way. I would make plenty of rubber and plastic, and then all of a sudden I'd need more rubber, and then I would need more rubber, and one thing after another. Okay, there's the spire. The question is, am I on the path? I think I am.
I'd like to note for you guys who are out there, I'll say the same thing I've said before. If you guys are on TikTok, we just started a channel, started a account over there, started posting videos. If you're not on TikTok, that's a good thing. That means you're a good person. Don't go on TikTok.
Robert.
Don't click that link, and don't follow us over there. But if you've already joined the
You've
dark
already
side,
found the TikTok universe to be acceptable to you.
then we'd appreciate it. Would love it if you guys would watch our watch our shorts. Right now, we're just posting our backlog of shorts over there. Although we will shortly be posting the new stuff. over as
Shortly,
well.
we'll pass more shorts.
Yeah. Did you just call me a not good person?
I didn't say that.
Doc didn't say it. No.
And Andrea says, no, I didn't say that. And Robert is trying very hard not to say it. He just doesn't like TikTok. That's the only problem, is he doesn't like TikTok. And frankly, there's a lot of just not such good stuff on TikTok. You've got to curate your you got to work on curating your
Your feed.
Your feed, to get to the point where you get stuff that is, that you like.
TikTok got so good at high quality brain rot. And instead of all the rest of the platforms saying, wow, that's bad, they're like, ooh, I want some. Which is just.
All right, I've got to see where I'm at, because I have a feeling I'm way off the path again.
Oh, okay.
And while this is loading, I'm going to take a quick stretch. Yeah, I think
Oh,
I'm a little off
no.
the path.
Otaku says, I recently found out that I'm on TikTok so much that the layout is burned into my phone screen.
Okay, well, I think I need to reconstruct or deconstruct this one and come back here and get back on the path, because I kind of
Yep.
strayed from the path. So I'm going to deconstruct this one and go south and try to get back on this path.
So Shady asks, I've been working on a heavy modular frame factory, and I'm curious if you think I should try to conserve space and make it compact, or just make it sprawling. He's in the Rocky Desert.
He's in the Rocky Desert. You got plenty of space. Make it sprawling.
Agreed.
You'll be fine.
And Andrea says, yeah, you need to be picky on the ticky.
Yeah, you need to be picky on the picky, yes. That's one way to say it.
And Gondlergren says, problem I have with TikTok is when it collects information when it's not supposed to. It keeps running in the background to collect private and security information, even when it's closed.
Yep.
That's why I have a browser, and I will never have it on my phone. It is on my browser, and then I close my browser, and it goes away. And Andrea says, easy to solve, just get a new phone.
Just get a new phone. At $1,000 a pop, that makes it a little bit challenging.
I haven't paid that much for a phone ever.
Thank goodness. And again, I always bought mine new, so.
Yeah. And that's for the burnt screen, not the data, of course. Yeah. Ducks.
Oh, come on.
Ducks. Nope.
Doc's gonna what?
Nothing.
Were you
I think you're off base.
chronicling my imminent demise again?
Yep.
You think I'm off path again?
Uh-huh.
Then why is the path so hard to find? So that one over, the prior one over there was south of the path, and where I deconstructed the other one down there was north of the path. So I put one here, figuring I was getting pretty close to the path. But where is it? I mean, this is all rock face here. So I got to go around the rock face.
Look to the right, please. That's the road.
Okay.
So you're connected. That one, that power tower is just fine.
Yeah, except it uses a bunch of resources I don't have.
Okay. Wardagon asks, which tool to use the most? Satisfactory modeler, Satisfactory calculator, or Satisfactory tools?
I find the modeler very difficult to use. It doesn't have a good instruction base. And so, while I would like to use the modeler more, because I find it more informative, in fact, I find it more informative. I went and used it once, and it was really great, and it really helped me a lot. And then I came back to it after a time, and I couldn't figure out how to get it even started. I mean, I got the app started, of course. Found it very difficult to figure out how to get it to do what I wanted it to do.
Yep, Alexa has my line proper. She says, if you're not on TikTok, don't sell your soul. And leave it. If you sold your soul already, you might as well enjoy, so please follow. Yep, you got it.
All right. Okay, power line. All right, that batch of power poles is now attached to the grid.
Nice.
And now I can easily follow this path back home and get some encased industrial beams to make the extractors. There's my truck dutifully going on. Dutifully following his path, delivering coal. As soon as I get my conveyors upgraded, I can make the steel plant work more effectively and efficiently.
And Otaku says I prefer the Satisfactory calculator because that's just because I do the math for underclocking myself anyways.
Ah, okay. Well, and I think I'm more adept at using the Satisfactory calculator. Just I've had more practice using it, so I tend to gravitate toward it easier. So all right, transport, hypertube, hypertube, hypertube. Guess what?
But
Let's build a hypertube. It'd be the first hypertube for this.
sure. Just make sure it doesn't get in a truck's path.
Yeah. Good idea. Pretty close, but so far so good. And a hypertube entrance going here.
Krusty Otaku says, "Oh, this will be interesting. I've never actually messed with hypertubes.
Ah, okay.
Hypertubes are a lot of fun."
Yeah, they are a lot of fun. And they're composed of the hypertube itself, which has support at both ends, of each section, and then it has a hypertube entrance. So you notice I put an entrance here, and I could, now that I've set up that entrance, I could hop in here and I could go to where it ends here, and it'll just spit me out. So what I want to do now is I just want to stay kind of to the high side of this hill so that I can avoid my tractor, like Robert reminded me. Sometimes it requires you to get rid of some foliage so you can at least see where you're putting it, which I tend to do more than I probably need to. Right, Robert?
Sure. And
Right, Icy Knight?
Troy just donated $1.99.
Okay.
Says, "Have a great rest of your stream and keep it going."
Fantastic. Appreciate that. Every little bit helps.
Little bonus tip for those of you who play multiplayer: clearing foliage increases lag.
And the reason is that the world is set up by default with the foliage that was there by default.
Yep.
And really, it only affects trees, doesn't it, Robert? Because the foliage just grows back, right?
I don't know.
But yes, by default, it places everything there and then has to delete it. Okay, so the truck route follows down there, I believe. And see, this is where I could use those Y connectors.
Yeah, definitely.
Because the Y connector, I want to send it down where the truck... I'm going to wait here till the truck goes, because I want to kind of see... Oh, there's where the truck goes. Okay, so the truck goes there, and this is the left turn I need to make to go down to the oil fields that I'm making. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the oil fields. I'm going to put a junction right here so I can make it into a Y junction later. Because there's a Y junction that comes with missing materials. I'm missing steel pipe. Garbage pit.
Caffeinated confirms that foliage does not grow back.
Does not?
Yeah.
Then why am I constantly cutting it down? Because it seems like it always grows back in areas that I've been annoyed by it earlier. Okay, steel pipe. Steel pipe is over here. I passed right by it. And we need steel pipe in the depot, so because obviously there was nothing left in the depot. So this is my miscellaneous one where you can put one stack in there. So steel pipe ought to be going through here. Yep. And uploading the last 11 cased industrial beams, and once it gets done unloading those, you'll see the steel pipe begin to move through. Right now it's just sitting on the conveyor waiting for the buffer to empty, because the buffer only has one type of product in it, but it'll buffer quite a few, and then it'll just sit there until it's ready to until it's been emptied. That is a slow upload. Yes, I've only unlocked the very first level of upload. So yeah, so you see here it's only uploading very, very slowly, only 15 per minute at this point. And Frank, it's just because I haven't unlocked computers yet, because I need computers to unlock unlock a couple things. So if we go to alien technology here, in order to unlock this, I need the 17 computers. To unlock this, I could get trigons. I can make trigons. I've got plenty of map. Do I have SAM? Yeah, I've got plenty of SAM. I could unlock several more of these, Robert. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna make some more SAM fluctuators here. Okay, well, good. Okay, I have quite a few SAM fluctuators. Let's go see how many of these levels I can unlock here. Because this one increases the number of stacks by 1. So yeah, let's research that. The number of stacks right now is limited to only 1 stack.
Dimensional expansion increased to 200%.
Yeah.
Refining manipulation of SAM
That is
allows us to now deconstruct non-living matter down to its atomic components in one dimension.
This one over here, I need 151 fluctuators and more Mercer spheres, so I can't do that. And I need 3 more Mercer spheres to unlock this side, which increases the speed. Well, I'm not too concerned about the speed at this point. I am concerned about the quantity more than the speed.
Icy Knight 743453 said, "Please go on a crash site hunt for those computers. You don't need to craft them."
Okay. Okay. Those all should be. Okay. Okay, so it's uploading 500 more of those, and it's uploading another stack of those, and uploading another stack of plates, and uploading another stack of concrete. Very good.
Nice.
Very good.
Krusty Otaku says,
I'm going to take a stretch break, so go ahead and read that.
okay. Computers were my first 100% efficiency build. was also when I learned about the world grid and how my original base was not on it. That's always disappointing and a little frustrating. Very nice, very nice. It's hard for me to want to be able to validate going on a crash site hunt because we're not at a point where you can unlock all the hard drives and grab all the hard drives. So if you go on the crash site hunt, you'll be able to get probably about half of them, maybe a little bit more, but you're not going to get all of them. And so I don't know if it's worth it right now.
Okay, so this is currently uploading the rest of the steel pipes. I have waiting for it a stack of industrial beams and another stack of steel pipes, because now we can do 2 of each. And right now, the 3 unaccounted for encased industrial beams are sitting here on the conveyor, waiting to be waiting for the buffer to clear here. So it's working on it, and it'll keep working on it until it's done. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to unload my leaves there, and I'm going to unload my wood here. I'm going to take that out of there because it doesn't belong in there. Okay. A little bit of coal in here too, interestingly. Okay, and wait a minute. No, a storage container. Where do I have? I'm going to put the bacon agaric in there. Okay, sort that out, and okay, I think I'm ready to rock and roll again. Let's go follow the path. Now that we've got some more pipes, I could probably grab some more pipes because I've drained quite a few of my pipes. Just so that I can keep making more hyper tubes. Interesting.
What's up?
Well, I was obviously using enough solid biofuel out of that container that it emptied the container, and I've got some empty conveyor for it. Still putting more into. Oh, that's right. It now moved it up to, instead of 200 solid biofuel, it up to 400. So yeah, the drain on the solid biofuel here was fairly substantial. So
aren't your tractors running on solid biofuel?
They are.
Okay, that's something you got to watch, I guess.
Well, and it's automatically filling here too. So yeah, probably not at risk there, but yeah, that's another thing that I need to watch.
Okay.
Okay, let's just go ahead to the end of the pipe here. And it's 12:59. Fortunately, I'm not going to get all the way down there.
Right.
Luckily, it's not like Minecraft where I have to watch where I leave my person. I can just have them rest anywhere I want.
Yeah.
So let me build a couple more lengths of the hypertube here. Maybe get down to the down to where I can see the we see the power lines.
Caffeine says, "Don't go. It means I have to get to work on my chores."
Oh. Problem is, I have to get to work on my chores.
Yeah.
We all have them.
And Icy and I asked, why do you have to know where you leave your person in Minecraft? You log out.
Because if you leave your person outside of your house or a safe place, your character gets attacked by monsters. That's right, Robert, isn't it?
When you log out, your character does leave the world, but it does have that problem of logging back in if it's the middle of the night. You can definitely get attacked before you're able to respond. So... it's more an issue of when you walk away from your computer and you don't log out first, you know. That's when the big issues come.
I'm going to put a quick hypertube entrance in here and put a wire so I can easily go back and forth, even though that's not where I'm going to put the end of that tube. Now I can jump back in it and go back home to get the copper sheeting that I need in order to continue the job. And the beginning of my hypertube transportation, and I unlocked the jetpack. Man, I made a lot of progress.
Yeah,
In just this little hour and a half that I had to work on this. So go out here and get some copper sheeting. See, all of these things are having to work now. All the biofuel that I. And here we go.
And Samuel Last Name's here saying, "Howdy, Doc,"
Hi.
along with the great artist.
Fantastic. The problem is, I'm going to say hi and then goodbye. It's the problem. It's 1 o'clock my time, and at 1 o'clock my time, I need to get on and do some wiring in the house so that they can have lights on in there. So it is the end of the stream. Gosh, we appreciate everybody that still hung around from that raid that we got. Appreciate everybody coming there, and especially the number of followers we achieved in this period of time. We got up to 953. We're knocking the door on 1,000. Well, that's pretty exciting. And as far as YouTube Studio goes, we're over 100 as far as people watching us from both platforms at this point. So that's
great.
Really, really cool. So look forward to seeing you all again on Monday of next week to do Satisfactory again. We'll have our Minecraft live stream on Thursday, and then on Friday we'll be doing some recordings, probably in the afternoon. No stream breaks. What's that? Yeah, today was no stream breaks. Yes.
Yeah, that was good.
It
Very
went
happy with that.
flat on, straight on through. So 3 hours and 47 minutes is the session time for for Twitch because we started a little bit on the late side because of taking the cats to the vet. So it's been a wonderful stream this time. So look forward to seeing everybody again on Thursday. And until then, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Okay, we're gonna raid Ochiniwa, who's
Cool.
somebody who's raided us before. We've raided him before, so he's playing Foundry right now. So he's that's another game that's kind of like Satisfactory, and a lot of people have really enjoyed it. So you guys head on over there. Let me get
Caffeinated said, but you'll stream Minecraft tomorrow, right? Robert, I'm going to stay on here and just explain this, and we'll... Okay, we've already rated them.
Hold 1 second. Let's do raid now.
Okay, go ahead and raid now.